Hey guys, Bert's on tour again, the Permission to Party World Tour. November 6th, Lafayette, Louisiana. November 7th, Houston, Texas. November 8th, Dallas, Texas. November 9th, Oklahoma City. Okay. Avoid scalpers and go to bertandleeann.com to get your lowest ticket price. I get upset sometimes with Bert and it'll start in one place and end in another. And he'll go, why don't you just start there? And I'm like, because I didn't know I was there. I didn't understand myself until we got to there. And he's like, well, Jesus Christ, LeeAnn, I spent 20 minutes getting from A to B. Just start with B. Just start with B.
Okay, that's how much you say what's up Pensacola until you get to your act, Bert. So let's just the audience thought that last night too in Tampa. I'm a Bert. LeeAnn just said in every relationship there's a Bert and a LeeAnn. I couldn't agree more. But then she had the audacity to say, and I go, well, yeah, I'm the LeeAnn. Chris is the Bert.
No, that's so way not. And that's no. 100% no. The reason I love you so much is because you are
I'm
Bert.
your husband.
Yes. My one of my best friends, Sandy, is Bert. She's married to Tom, who's practically dead inside, which is me. Same. We're just like even.
Samesies.
You know, he's Chris. It's Chris.
But here's the thing.
It's why I met Chris and I was like, this is correct.
When I saw you and Chris talking for the first time across the party, I was like, they should, okay. LeeAnn should be married to Bert. I should be married to Chris. But LeeAnn and Chris should live together. And Bert and I should live together.
That's so funny we say that about Sandy and Tom too.
Yeah.
Right.
But then at the same time, no fun would be had in the same level.
Yeah.
That's right.
If I lived with Chris. It would be okay.
No, you two would be doing karaoke, building wooden tables.
That's the thing.
Maybe.
All the cabinets, all the cabinets would be fixed.
Mwah.
Got that.
I don't do karaoke.
You don't do karaoke?
I do.
Wait, Bert doesn't do karaoke either. Okay, I sang Islands in the Stream, both parts to him because he would not participate.
I like that, but this is so funny.
He has a list of karaoke songs.
Oh, I have a list also.
Islands in the Stream is on my list, and I perfected my parts because I thought at one point I'm going to be in a Southern bar, and there's going to be a Southern woman there who goes, isn't anybody brave enough to sing Islands in the Stream with me? And I'll be like, I'm your Huckleberry. And I do it.
Right.
And this is the episode where y'all watch one of my best friends, LeeAnn Kreischer, wife of another one of my best friends, fall in love with the love of my life.
Yes, right? Sandy and Bert used to go to the bar, and Tom and I would take the girls parasailing, like any adventurous activity, fishing, and Sandy and Bert would be like, so the Mai Tais looking good over here. See you guys in 2 hours. And that's just how we
But when you
function.
two get together, you light up. You light up because he can talk about all the things with you that I can't. Our third date, he made me go to a karaoke house party, and I watched him sing Sheryl Crow and Shania Twain for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Love.
Do you do your Spotify Wrapped?
What is that?
Like it tells you your most played song on Spotify?
No.
At the end of the year.
Yeah.
Everybody like plays
anyone
it.
dating, anyone out there, don't go to dinner with the person. All you got to do is say, can you please text me your Spotify Wrapped list? Yeah. And that will tell you the truth about who they are. And then also, as my dad always said, take them to a grocery store and see if they return their cart.
Oh, amen.
If they return the cart, we can go on a first date.
Amen.
Okay.
You know, I did Kylie Kelsey's podcast where you have to say your pet peeve, and that was my pet peeve. If people don't put their cart back.
My number one.
Forget it.
My number one.
Who's
going to do it? Who's going to do it? Who is going to do it?
We're paying someone who could be walking my groceries to the car and putting them in the truck for me.
Sure.
Instead, we're paying that person to gather carts from like as far away as they could possibly push them. It's so stupid.
Yeah, but it's also just an integrity thing. It's like, do you do the right thing when no one's watching or not?
Yes, you're supposed to.
Do you want to do you cut corners or not? What kind of person are you?
Yes.
And so where am I going with this? His number one Spotify rap song, Sheryl Crow.
Love.
If it makes you happy.
I love that song. What a great song.
He only listens to.
But can you sing that song? Like that's so high.
No.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I have the vocal register for rap. Like I've got nothing.
You do really sound like Morgan Freeman.
I've got nothing. But
He's very musical.
One, I'll drop it down into the octave that I can handle.
And you'll make it funny.
And then I have the best time. Nobody wants to be able to sing more than I do. I really wish I had it. And if I did have it, and I could just pick any voice, I would have the voice of the woman who sang "Everybody Dance Now." And she was also in the Weather Girls, and she also did "Strike It Up."
What
Black
a
Box?
voice.
That's the Black Box woman, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Interesting. Can we all agree on how we say it? Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I say interesting.
That's how I say it.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Someone said, well, of course, someone said it's interesting.
Yeah.
And now I just do a remix of all of them and my speech impediment takes over and I panic.
Nice.
When Bert and I are together and you're not around, you would probably think like, oh, they probably just goof off. We kind of just power down and we're actually pretty, not serious, but like boring together.
I'm not surprised because I think what you said before we started is true. I think when you finally find someone who functions exactly like you, it is so comfortable that you just don't have to do anything.
We kind of power down and we're not having to make jokes. We're not having to, we're not doing bits. I think we so deeply like understand each other.
You do.
It's almost like, and we both know how deep our workaholism goes, not saying it as a pathological thing. We also love what we do so much.
Yes.
That it's almost like the only time we can take a break.
Yeah, I would agree. It's really cool. I've always loved your relationship with Bert. I have always loved it.
Yeah.
From the first time I saw the two of you together, I thought he should keep her forever. Because you're really, really special person. I'm going to get super freaking emotional. And I don't mean to.
No.
You are a really special person. You are, because you believe so much in what you do. You give so much to the people in your life and the people who don't even know you. You're such a giver. Bert is the exact same.
To a fault.
So the first time I met you, I said to myself, they are the same person in slightly different forms.
So interesting.
Bert is such a generous soul. I mean, he would give anybody the shirt off his back.
If he ever wore a shirt, he would.
He would. If he ever wore a shirt. His pants, he would give him that too.
Yeah, he'll Winnie the Pooh. The next stage is Winnie the Pooh
Yes,
era.
next stage. But you guys are so the same. I swear, the first time I saw you together, I thought, that's a magic friendship. It's really magical. I loved it.
It's like a brother, a big brother. I can't tell you how meaningful it is to me. And also just for your fans, and I'm a fan of the show too, and just sort of this sphere of people, I think that a lot of marriages, I think men need good platonic girlfriends.
They do.
And there's something weird about, you always know when it's not right.
You do.
When the girls because we're like best friends.
No.
Like, something's off about this. I would never say that with Bert. Bert and I I don't think we've ever fully made eye contact. I mean, it is like deeply awkward.
You're moving too fast.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. They're always going.
I don't have time to
Exactly.
And so there's something deeply sexually repellent, because we both take our shirts off a lot.
Yes.
Like I'll just be changing before a show and he'll be like, ugh. Like he'll literally be like, ugh. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
it's like a sister.
It really is.
It's like when we came to Henry's birthday and you took him in the horse ring and I stayed completely away on purpose. I stayed all the way to the back because I think what you were trying to say a minute ago is that men need platonic female friendships. They need them because I think it helps them understand their wives better. I think it's a non-confrontational place to be when you find a safe, good girlfriend that you can just let it all hang out and test things out and figure things out.
Also with guy friends, maybe sometimes you have to drink, you got to talk about the whores, you got to talk about how hot my old lady, and the main thing that made me feel safe about Bert, and sorry I'm jumping around, is as I look back, Bert went on stage, and this was at a time where, first of all, the first time I met him, side note, Bert always says that I went up to him like a business person. I had been doing stand-up for 6 months, and I was like, Whitney Cummings, and I held his hand, and he shook it really hard, because I knew everything about him. He knew nothing about me. And he goes, sorry, we were at the Improv. And he goes, sorry, I'm just a little distracted. I just drank 2 bottles of soy sauce.
Oh my, what? Why?
I think it was that reality show for Comedy Central.
Oh, I've had probably. Yes.
Or not.
Who knows?
Or not.
I just drank 2 bottles of soy sauce.
Sorry, just like
no
the
salt
first
in that.
The first sentence I ever. Sorry, like he was like, my eyes are a little swollen. I just drank 2 bottles of soy sauce.
And you're like, you're my favorite person.
I was like, we're the same person. Yeah. And he went on stage. And it was a time where, and not that this isn't still trendy, it was just men on stage talking about how much they hated their wives.
Right.
And I was like, I don't get why this is funny. Like, I just didn't get it. You know, I didn't.
It's low-hanging fruit.
Also, you know, stand-up comedy, think about female, you know, is male-dominated business, female-dominated. People always say it's male-dominated, but it's a female thing.
Yeah.
Sharing your feelings.
Yeah.
Getting attended. Telling strangers what hurts you. Talking about your depression. All male comedians that are talking about how they're depressed and alcoholics and addicts. I'm like, that's our thing. Gossip. That's what we do. They just made it at 10 p.m. so we couldn't do it because we had kids. Right? So it's like, you know, to go up on stage and just talk about how much you hate your wife. I just was so, and then Bert got on there and up on stage and just talked about how much he loved his daughters and how funny his wife was. And I was like, that's my guy. Aww. And I have never, we talked about this yesterday, I have never seen him one time. And there's a therapist, I think his name is Stan Tatkin, who says the number one way to find out if a couple is going to break up is if they make fun of each other in front of people. Oh. Jabs.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, I mean, if you would do the fantasy thing and then this idiot, you know, and Bert has so many opportunities to say something negative about LeeAnn in front of comics, just to make them laugh, just as a cheap joke. Not one time ever.
Yeah. He's pretty great like that.
I mean, there's nothing, he'd be mentally ill if he did, but have never seen it. And that's when I was like, okay, I can even begin a friendship with this person.
I mean, I can share to being a guy who has female platonic friends, and why that is you do talk about complete other subjects that are fully a part of your life that you do want to talk about with another female. Like, you don't want your wife, your lady, like your girlfriend or whatever, to be the only female that you talk about these things with. So you want to talk to, and also it's important to have the platonic, so you're not like throwing sexual hooks and things like that. And
we always talk about, like, you know, this isn't an all or nothing. My life started changing when I stopped taking relationship advice from single people and advice about being with a man from a woman. And when I always tell my guy friends, like, why are you taking advice about a woman from a guy? Ask a girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true. And, you know, you're never supposed to get everything from one person. That's a complete myth. It is unrealistic to think I can only have one male friendship and it's my husband. That's crazy. I mean, you have to have you have to get your needs from multiple places. It can't just be from one person because that person will always disappoint you.
That's right.
Even if they're do the best job they can, you still have disappointments. I'm disappointed in Bert in things and he's disappointed in me in things.
They have other things to do.
Yeah. But also have a full
job.
Yeah, having a full life and having a full life. It's like, you know, when it was explaining to me, there's a difference between codependence and interdependence.
Yes.
The goal is interdependence.
Yes, that's right.
And I was like, for me, I do well with like visuals. And my therapist was explaining, like, if at the time when I was discovering I was codependent, I'm not codependent with my therapist. I don't go to therapy all the time. I'm in a place where I go every now. I go when I kind of need brushing up.
I go to mine every week. Sometimes I bitch and complain about nothing, but I know that that's the purpose of her for that week.
Right.
And a lot of stuff like that happens, no offense to everyone downstairs who's watching, but I do run this company with my husband and he does not want to be a business person. So sometimes I'm a therapist going, I'm not sure what to do here about this, to have someone to soundboard.
That's genius.
And work it out with.
That's genius.
You know, so I've been in therapy forever.
No,
it's not for everybody.
And also, that's so genius because you're not taking advice on how to run a company from the people that you have to run it with, because then, you know, you're going to an outside person.
And I don't have
to brainstorm solutions. That's
none
genius.
of my girlfriends run a company. Like, I don't have another person that I can go, so you're running your company.
See, that is exactly what I need.
So I don't have that. Right. So then, I mean, I started therapy because I figured out I was in love with Bert. And I have 7 divorces between my 2 parents. Yeah. So clearly, I don't know how to do that, and I don't have a resource. So I was like, well, I'm going to start therapy when I start this relationship.
So smart.
Or I'm screwed. And then the same thing happened when I had kids. I stayed in therapy because I was like, I don't have my mom. So I don't have a resource for someone to ask that I want the information from. Like, I don't have someone I just like you were saying, why are you asking your single friends how to be married? Well, why am I asking parents that don't parent the way I would like to parent how to parent? So I stayed in therapy. And then as kids get older, I go, well, one kid's doing this, the other kid's doing that. How do I manage that? And then these phases that come through life, I don't have a mentor in my life to draw from.
See, the therapist I went to was like a trauma addiction therapist.
No,
so it's always like when stuff's hitting the fan, I feel like someone who's more like a
mentor.
Yeah.
Mine's like the mom you wanted.
Love it.
You know what I mean? The mom in the value system that I wanted.
And I think a really big part of a therapist for people going like, this is an elitist conversation, or blah, blah, blah. Why don't you just go to a family member? My Aunt Mel is downstairs. I'd go to her for something. But sometimes when you go to family, then it's like you don't always reserve the right to never talk about it again if you want to.
I've had therapists that fit a specific need for a specific time.
That's interesting.
You know, I'm going through this thing right now, and I need somebody who can validate my feelings and give me some suggestion, but I'm not. I personally haven't gotten to a point yet where I'm willing to just break down, tell me what to do, say it as crude as you can. Don't spare no feelings here. And so I've gone to, you know, the coddling therapist that makes me feel okay because everything feels bad. And then I've gone to the rough dude who's just like, this how you have to change. If you don't do that, I can't help you.
Right.
So, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I do also believe if a therapist doesn't give you solutions, then they're just there to, you know, keep you in your problem because, you know, the best therapist I ever went to went, you can't talk about this person anymore for 30 days.
Brilliant.
Because you're basically just re-embedding the obsession with this person, these intrusive thoughts. Like, and you need to go to Al-Anon, and you need to go to AA meetings. And guess what? You need to start like volunteering.
Right.
Because you're thinking about yourself too much. Someone that is actually invested in you changing your brain wiring.
Yeah, totally.
You know?
Yes.
So it gives you, like, it's like personal trainer telling you not to work out. Like, we're not just going to talk about working out. We're going to actually work out.
We're going to actually work out, right? This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. As seasons change and days grow darker sooner, it can be a tough time for many. This November, BetterHelp is encouraging everyone to reach out. Check in on friends, reconnect with loved ones, and remind the people in your life that you're there. Just as it can take a little courage to send that message or grab coffee with someone you haven't seen in a while, reaching out for therapy can feel difficult too, but it's worth it. And it almost always leaves people wondering, why didn't I do this sooner? I have been in therapy for so long, and the purpose of therapy for me has changed over time. And sometimes she's there as a mentor. Sometimes she's there as a problem solver with me. Sometimes she's there for emotional support. But it's something I continuously lean on to make my quality of life better. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the U.S. BetterHelp does the initial matching for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. A short questionnaire helps identify your needs and preferences, and our 12-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means we typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from our tailored recs. This month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/wife. That's betterhelp.com/wife.
So what should I do? Should I go to a therapist now that we're engaged?
Why? Are you nervous?
When does this come out?
Oh my God. Oh, I just realized no one knows that you're engaged. I'm so excited that you're engaged. I am so excited. When you texted me, I A, burst into tears, B, called you twice. And the first time I was going, Whitney, not realizing it was your voicemail. And then called again. I was going, Whitney, can you hear me? Whitney. And then, oh, wait, this is her voicemail because I was too excited.
Oh my God, I got to find that.
Hung up
Yes.
and then called you back and was like, Whitney, I can't believe this. And then poured my heart out sobbing on your voicemail. And then started texting you everything I just sent in the voicemail. So you get it from me every angle. I knew it the minute I saw him. I knew it.
This is so
I knew it.
funny. After you met him, you were like, that's your guy.
That's him.
That's him. That's your guy.
Yep.
I met your guy.
Yeah.
And
then I kept it in because I was like, well, I don't want free will, whatever. This may not. Whitney may spin off into the universe. He may spin off into the universe. Whitney may Bert. Chris may, Whitney may Bert. No, I'm just kidding.
Whitney may Bert is a really funny
Whitney may Bert.
Co-headlining tour. Whitney may Bert.
That's like my podcast motto, Bert, Bert, Bert.
I mean, Bert and I got serious in the beginning, and then all of a sudden, he got serious right away where he was calling me every day. And then we went to a party like 2 months in, and he introduced me as his friend. And I went, hold on.
Brother.
You've called me every single day. I am your girlfriend. I am 32 years old. What the fuck are you doing?
We are not friends.
He was nervous.
And he was like, bad. That's my girlfriend. So I was like, you never know what will happen.
Yeah.
But I knew it. I'm so excited. I am so excited.
I am so excited. I am so excited too. I think there's a little bit of I'm not going to have some big special day and make it about me. Like, what am I, some narcissist? Like, I think I just have a lot of embarrassment around believing in love and being hopeful. I was taught to don't be hopeful. Don't expect anything from men. Be negative about men. They're all bad. And it's taken me so long. And by the way, Bert has been such a big part of, this is how low my bar was, that Bert has been such a big part of me going, no, there are amazing men out there. I've said this.
Right.
Y'all's marriage has been such a big part.
Yeah,
Y'all's marriage and children are a big part of why I thought I could have a kid. I was like, okay, if Bert has kids and they're this awesome, I could do this. We
have done it.
Right? Yeah. And so I guess I just, and I've made fun of this for so long as a comic, as an excuse for why I'm single or an excuse for why I'm not in love. Well, marriage is stupid and that's dumb.
It's not stupid.
It's not, but it was my way of keeping myself protected.
Yeah,
the thing is, when you allow yourself, I did this for a very long time, when you allow yourself to be happy and to let it lift you up as high as it can, the fall is much greater when things don't work and it hurts. And somebody one time described me as a puppy that was chained up because I would feel myself getting, people would see me start to get happy like I normally do, and then I'd tamp it. Because if I stay right here, the bad can't hurt me as much.
Yes.
Because and then it's but then you're living here. 95% of the time you're in here and you could be up here.
And I think there's also, in the environment I came from, and we have similar moms, if you were too happy or too successful, she took it as a criticism, or she was, no one talks about moms that are competitive with their daughters. It's weird. And I'm not the person who's that person's jealous of me. I never go there. I never assume that, that is really arrogant. And, but if something went well for me, it was I get it. There was always this, I had to pretend things were worse than they were. I had to minimize my accomplishments. I had to minimize my joy because it would sort of hold a mirror up to her misery. She wanted me, the only way I think that she could feel some kind of homeostasis or emotional equilibrium was everyone around her had to have this, be in the same mood she was in, And so it was all okay, we're in a bad mood today. Okay, we're super excited because we're, but okay, we're doing this now. It was just, I didn't know that I was allowed to have my own feelings. If she was miserable, I could be able to. And there was just so much. And then it was oh, you're spending money on a thing. There's a ring. It was just fraught. And if I loved a man or it was well, you know how men are. It just was there was so much attached to all of it. And then when family is tricky, now that both my parents have passed away, which sucks in a lot of ways. But when you get engaged when you have a difficult family, it's just how do I get married with these people? Are going to make it about them. They're going to ruin it. It's going to be hard. Who's going to walk me down the aisle? Now it's sort of I got my horse. I got my son. We're going to have this hillbilly, just white trash, hoedown. Who cares?
Yeah.
We've already, what song are we doing for,
You've already talked about it?
I'm just on what song are we walking down?
Will there be karaoke?
I have a wedding playlist already.
You do.
I've had
you were the cutest thing.
Okay, so I want to learn from Dirty Dancing. I had the time of my life. Remember when Patrick Swayze's going,
Yes.
And walking down.
Yes.
I want us to walk back
kick.
What I'm saying is schedule time for some choreographed flash mobs.
Love.
Like, and it's weird when there's a time in your life, and maybe this time was always there and I just didn't see it, you know? Horses that have been in stalls their whole life, when they go out in pastures, they go in circles in the same size that the stall was. People do it too. So maybe when you go, I can do whatever I want. Wait, we can do that? We can invite this, we can have it here. We can do anything. Like I think when you've had to sort of like limit what is possible for you because you had to walk on eggshells around other people's egos for so long, then you're just like, wait, we can just like have a big party?
You can have whatever relationship you decide. It can be whatever you want.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to mirror anything you've ever experienced before.
Or seen on TV or in movies or any of it.
Not ever. Yeah. You get to make it up. That's the thing that you
make it up.
You get to make it up as you go along. You get to define what it is for you. And by the way, that changes through time, right? When Bert and I first got married, we got married 22 years ago in December.
Crazy.
Isn't it crazy?
December what?
December 27th. Our marriage meant something then. And then 5 years later, it meant something else. And then 5 years later, it meant something else.
Right.
So your job in your marriage, your main job, I think, is to find your why. Why am I here?
Yeah.
And to continue to hook up to that why with each other, right? Why are we here? Now, today, as it changes, because I think that's what happens to couples who don't make it, is that they stop asking the question, why? Why am I here? And not being afraid to find the answer. Because sometimes the answer might be scary.
Right.
Like, I'm not sure why I'm here. Well, then we should look at that. As opposed to now, 5 years later, I've cheated on you. Because I never was brave enough to answer the question why. And to maybe have to work on that answer. But I mean, right now, Bert and I are together. Why? Because we have so much fun right now.
So cool.
That's very different than 2 years ago when we had kids at home. And we really enjoy each other in a very different way now than we ever have before.
That's so cool.
But if we didn't continually ask that question, like, why are we here? What does this mean to me?
Yeah.
I think people get lost in the minutia of being married, of you know, why when you showed up as a beautiful woman, I was never threatened by you. The reason why?
My personality's that bad.
No.
I'm kidding.
Is because what I want for my husband is for him to be completely happy in everything he does. Right. And I saw that his relationship with you made him so happy. So why would I ever not want that for him? To have that friendship that's so easy and natural and perfect. And I think you have to want that for your partner.
I'm going to say something so weird.
Okay, why?
Because I have no proof of it, but I'm on some postmodern, post-intelligence thing where does it feel true?
After intelligence.
Okay, don't get me started on all these studies. Don't throw some random percentage at me that no one can actually prove that was based on some college study of a bunch of
nice round
weirdos.
Number.
Like, the girls mature faster than boys. What pedophile put boys and girls in a cage and we're like, let me study boys and girls as they mature? Like, there are men and women, fine, that we're not talking about that, and I grew up with a father like this, where every woman is just, so they're always, they just cannot see women as anything but sexual. But there are men that don't. It's all, was that?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know. I think it's actually like an oddly hyper alpha, almost like a economy of energy thing that's like, there's no point because I would never, it's like, it's like going to the hardware store for hardware instead of going to Target for hardware because there's too much other stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that they don't think other women are attractive. It's just pointless.
It's not their agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is, so I'll speak from experience.
Chris doesn't look at other women.
So,
it's like weird.
No, it's very interesting. I remember a moment where I saw somebody at like interaction, like whether it was like a checkout or something like that, right? And it took me a minute, and then I kind of like, my eyes went, oh, that person is an objectively good-looking person. And that didn't register to me until this moment. I'm in love. Like it was like such an obvious like, oh, yeah, that didn't register at all.
It's like
interesting.
It's interesting. It's I have been in relationships, and I'll be honest, where you're always in the market for the upgrade. You're in the relationship.
Heads on a swivel.
No, but like when you're kind of like, okay, and then you're kind of going, could it? Nah. Like I don't even, but that's how Bert is. I told everyone to turn their phones off. And
she did say that to all of us.
And mine is currently going. I think that is every man or woman like this at birth? Maybe it's just it's like, this is what drives me nuts about when people talk about attachment. You have anxious attachment. You have dismissive, fearful, avoidant. It changes with who you're with.
Yes.
No, I think so.
Yes.
So,
my God. Speaking of the devil.
My guy.
We've been singing your praises, baby doll.
Yeah, look at this guy.
But do you see how we say hi to each other? It's like
counterpart.
She just, by the way, diagnosed me with a mental illness that she's like, you're Bert.
Oh.
And it is so true.
There's a Bert and a LeeAnn in every relationship.
You guys go back. I just came up to say hi. I did horrible turbulence, did not drink.
Nice, baby doll.
There he
I
is.
think I'm on the other side of this anxiety.
I love it.
Beta block?
Although I do feel kind of dead inside, like someone's medicated.
By the way,
Do you have a head full that's just like a glass of water?
Yeah.
That's what you said.
have you taken beta blockers ever?
I don't know. I feel like I am taking beta blockers right now. Like I really feel like kind of dead inside.
Okay.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm having a hard time getting excited about stuff.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh,
We should go skate.
but your birthday.
Yeah.
Drop on a ramp, I'll get excited.
We're real excited.
Interesting.
What I will say.
That's so Bert doesn't do small talk. He only does big. I'm the same way.
No.
We'll just come in and just like, hey, so I think I'm cracking the anxiety and I probably just have schizophrenia.
Yeah.
I'm going to go take a nap.
Yes.
Like it's not
She
just.
gets me. See ya.
Yeah.
What I will say about what you were saying about the relationship changing over time, I have this theory, and it's kind of half baked, so maybe people that are listening to this can figure it out for me. But time is like it just keeps going. It's a bucket with holes in it, and the only way to immortalize that time is to make good memories that you can call back on, so you can relive that time. And so your job from whatever age you are right now for the next 5 years is to fill it with as many good memories as you possibly can. And then the 5 years that are following that don't have to be filled with the same exact good memories. You did it. You locked that in, right? You've filled some holes. You've got it. And then this 5 years can be different. But if you're with the same person and you're filling it with new good memories, and you can still fall back on those, then you've kind of like immortalized your time. If heaven is an eternal dream state, right? Your hard drive has to be packed up with the stuff that your dreams are made of. We watch a movie inside our brain that we've never seen every single night, right? It's filled with the things that we pack into our brain. It's our diet. It's our diet, but it comes through the eyeballs and it comes through the ears. It's just a different diet and like what we choose to hold on to. And so if you pack it full of good memories and smiles and laughter, if heaven is an eternal dream state and that's just going to keep playing, that's heaven.
And I think that, and we're jumping around, this is why we get along so well, which is, I don't think it's like, for me, I was like, I have to get healthier mentally before I get married. I have to get healthier before I have a kid. And then you realize you have the kid and you're like, well, I know exactly what to do. And actually my terrible background has made me hyper qualified, if not overqualified to do this. Why didn't I do it sooner? But both my parents had strokes. Yeah, I've spent the last 10 years in hospitals. I just am surgically able to, I know exactly what not to do. I'm hyper vigilant because I come from alcoholism. And then you find your person and you're like, wait, I thought I had to do like 20 more years of therapy before you just find them. It's about it being a match. And I think that, for me, I've been with amazing people that I'm like, you're no notes, but we're just not a match.
Yes.
The easy things are hard. And my thing is the hard things can be hard, but the easy things shouldn't be hard.
No, they should not.
And especially when for me, it boils down to when someone tries to help you, if they make it harder, that's when I say uncle.
Yes, that's right.
Because that's when someone's heart is in the right place, trying to help you. So this story about someone I was with, a wonderful, huge-hearted person. I'm also very specific. I'm very like hyper independent, but I also need a lot of like help. So I don't need anyone's help except my hair was stuck in the curling iron this morning. Twice. Did the same thing exactly twice. So I don't need any help until I'm literally on fire, hanging off of the side of the building.
It was very hot.
Yeah.
It was very hot.
He was like, can you unplug it at least? I'm like, and so
I didn't say it like that.
I remember this awesome guy was like, you go, I move army style, military style. We move, we're efficient. It's not being in a rush.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to move efficiently. I feel like I need to work on this, but I've lost a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've lost a lot of time and I got to kind of make up for it. I like moving kind of surgically. And so,
What?
Say it.
Huh?
Say what you're going to say.
Oh, I was actually just looking at this picture of LeeAnn, and I was like, that's a great picture. And I was like, we should get caricatures made. That's an awesome picture.
We're gonna have. We're making LeeAnn plan our wedding after this long-winded thing, which is then because I think there's a lot of people that are in relationships like this. And they're like, but he's such a good guy, and she's such a great woman, and like, how can I, how do I change myself, or why am I broken? How do I fix to make this work? So both of us, the best of intentions, and he's like, great, I'll just wait in the car. I'm like, great, I'll meet you in the car. 20 minutes later, I'm like, I can't find my laptop. I'm sorry, and he's like, well, I grabbed it.
But you were looking for it for 20 minutes.
No, so you stole it. You stole my laptop. If you take it without, got your laptop, I'm big on like efficient communication.
Yeah.
Chris is the first person I've ever moved quickly where I understood what he was saying.
Yes.
When I'm like, are the dogs behind 2 doors? He's like, both doors are closed. Like, farm communication.
Yes.
Because it's like, and then this other person, love it, walked through a door that was closed and then left it open.
Yeah, and
that's a dog fight.
I'm Nicole Kidman in the others. I close and lock doors behind me like instantly.
Right.
Leave it how it was. Just leave it how it was.
Yeah.
So
one thing I know about Chris is he's extremely observant of everything in the environment and respectful of what he observes. That's what I noticed.
Well, thank you.
First time I met you, I cued that. I was like, he is observant of Whitney's environment and he's respectful of Whitney's environment. And then the next time I saw you at her house, I thought the same thing. And I thought to myself, that's what she needs because she has a specific way of living that makes your life function. And if someone doesn't understand that, it's a problem for you. They could be the best person ever, but if they don't, this is just my assessment of who I think you are, and not that that's a negative thing.
And by the way,
but that's a trait that you have.
Like psychosis.
No, it doesn't.
To someone else.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's
but
funny.
It works.
No, it doesn't. What it looks like to me is a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me. Is that your house runs this way so that you can relax.
Right.
And if someone comes in and doesn't have respect for that, doesn't mean they don't disrupt it. Of course, you're going to leave a dirty toothbrush somewhere once or twice.
Right.
It's part of life. It's part of living with another person.
Matters.
But to not respect that upsets you would never have worked for you.
And I think that sorry to close the loop on the therapy thing too. I think getting older, having a kid, you realize that a lot of the things you used to pathologize about yourself or that other people pathologized onto you, because the people that need to be in therapy never are, right? The ones that told you needed to go to therapy sometimes are your superpowers.
Yeah.
So I come from accidents. I come from catching on fire and strokes and, taking a pill that was on the floor that shouldn't have been on the floor and the baby took the pill, like things like that. And so I'm big on accidents. And he's really good. He doesn't say you're neurotic, you're anal retentive, you're any of that. When it's like, what's this Benadryl doing on the floor? Why is the Benadryl top not on the Benadryl? We don't put tops on unless they're what. That's why it comes with a top. What? Do you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, cutting corner stuff that could lead to someone getting hurt.
Yeah. He's not a corner cutter.
That's why, and water on wood. If you don't respect wood, we're not going to get along.
Yeah.
It's this wood is hundreds of years old.
I have to sand it down. I know what it takes. I know that I'm going to have to start from the bottom and wet between sandings.
He's a woodworker too.
It's going to be a nightmare.
So my things are very specific, but they could come off like she's crazy.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool that you picked that up. It's awesome that you picked that up because before I showed up first. It's the first one there.
Chris was famous since he's 15, so sometimes he just starts telling stories and assumes everyone knows what he's talking about. I have this theory with him.
Accurate.
I've been famous since 15 syndrome.
I don't know.
Well, he'll be like, so when I was in Stockholm, and I'm like, what
are you talking about?
What is this? Right. What is X Games Stockholm?
I showed up to her party and I tried to help like caterers and people carry stuff in. And then I'm sitting there and she texts me and she goes, yeah, I'm in the house. I'm trying to get the music to work. And I walked into the house and I saw her sitting in the library and the look of like, thank God you're here. I'm so like, I don't know what to do. I need help, but I'm so relieved that you're here is a look I'll never forget.
Aww.
And then
but also I need help, but I physically don't know how to ask. Mm-hmm. If I asked for help as a child, my mom would be like, guilt trip.
Yes.
So
why do you need so much?
Yes.
So I'm like, I'm so hyper independent. I need help so bad, but I truly don't even know how to ask. And I think on some level, my brain thinks that if I ask, you're going to go away. Yes. And you're going to think I'm too much.
Yeah.
Or you're going to think I'm stupid. Mm-hmm. Why can't I figure this? I'm so dumb that I can't even figure out my own speaker. What kind of idiot, So there was just all this like, I'm going to figure this out myself, but I need you to just like,
but
Google
I was like,
it. Like,
I got this. Right. So I help her figure it out. And then
let me play reggae, which she hates.
I reserve the right to change my mind at any time, but I haven't figured out what I would like about reggae yet in my life. And I understand when people explain it to me, like she explained it to me, I understand what she's saying.
Yeah.
It's not for me, but I understand. But
wrong,
right before we walked out to the party, I said, hey, if there's anybody you need babysat, just let me know.
He's like, if you need me to jump on a grenade, let me know. And there was definitely someone. I
didn't know anybody, so I talked to anybody.
There was someone, and
it wasn't you.
Don't know.
That was the best conversation of the night.
Thanks. I didn't know many
watching
people
him talk to LeeAnn for 45 minutes because I wanted to talk to LeeAnn for 45 minutes. So the second best thing was knowing that she was like talking to someone like fun and cool, and also. It's such there's these little things, and I know maybe a lot of people listening are married or in relationships, whatever, where if you take your person to a party and they can't talk to I need that. I need someone that can be the star. I actually don't love being the star when I'm not charging people to let me be the star. It's like, I want someone who
no microphone, no thanks.
Talk to everyone. And then I like getting in the car and going, who did you talk? What did you, I think that this idea that we have to go around parties as a couple and as a unit is I like breaking up at a party. You go do your thing. I'll do my thing. You give me a symbol if you're,
if you need help.
Yeah.
It's funny because our conversation at that party was so meaningful. I've talked about it a million times now.
It's true. And then after he proposed, I was like, should we go to dinner? He's like, how about Pizza Hut? And he wasn't kidding.
After I proposed, she also said, I wouldn't say no now. I'd say no later.
When you proposed?
Yeah. So.
Well, I swear, you're perfect match.
And
you're
so
perfect.
Here are the questions. Can I do joke vows? No.
Why not?
Joke vows?
She's not going to joke in her vows.
I think that's between the two of you.
She's going to try to
you're never going to make
sincere.
Who officiates?
That's
Bert Kreischer.
Bert Kreischer.
No, he's ordained.
So is she.
Bert is such a good. I know. I was like, do I just officiate?
Bert will sob through the entire thing. Bert sobbed through our entire wedding. We went to his trainer's wedding 2 weeks ago, and he sobbed through the whole wedding.
It's a big deal.
I don't know if he could do it, but he would die 1,000 times if you asked him to. So I don't know who you have ordained.
And then
Bert would be so good. I officiated one wedding and they got divorced 2 weeks later. So my track record isn't excellent. I did roast the guy during the
thing.
Well, it was a very successful friend of mine and a guy that was using her. And I didn't know that really at the time. I kind of felt it, but I did open with like the famous person's name, like welcome to the wedding of so-and-so and what's his face. I did open with that.
Yikes.
But I was right.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's tough hang. That's tough way to start that. Yikes.
So, and it's going to be half comedians, half skateboarders, which will be very like
so rad.
Wild.
So amazing.
Yes.
Picture this. It's midnight and you're lying in bed scrolling through this new website you found, hitting the add to cart button on that item you've been looking for. After 15 minutes, you decide you've done enough damage to your wallet and decide to check out. You remember that your wallet or card, it's in the living room and you don't want to get out of bed to go get it. Just as you're getting ready to abandon your cart, that's when you see it. That purple shop button. That shop button that has all your payment and shipping information saved, saving you time while you stay warm in your bed. That's Shopify. And there's a reason so many businesses sell with it, because Shopify makes everything easier from checkout to creating your own storefront. Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. Shopify gives you that leg up from day one with hundreds of beautiful, ready-to-go templates to express your brand style and forget about the code. Tackle all those important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. And did I mention that iconic purple Shop Pay button that's used by millions of businesses around the world? It's why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. Your customers already love it. I use that purple shop button so much. And when it shows up, I am so relieved. And people get to use it for my website, for bertandleeann.com. When they go to purchase swag and merch, they can use the shop pay button too. It just makes life so easy. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/wife. Go to shopify.com/wife. Shopify.com/wife.
Something wild. Something totally bonks.
You should do something bonks. You know why?
Bonks.
The two of you are very special, specific people. And I think the likelihood of you finding each other, is slim. And that you found each other is so incredible. And that you have to celebrate.
And that's also, I hate to be like giving out advice to anyone listening, or just the idea of like Whitney Cummings is committing to this is the first time I've ever been in a relationship where, because I've been so inculcated to believe relationships take work. It does. But I think that's an interesting, I think it takes patience. It takes work it
takes attention.
Exactly.
I don't know about work.
If you're someone that, for some people, communication feels like work, or planning. For him, planning really feels like work.
It's really hard. I
have to go, hey, Sundays, can I know your week? That feels like work for me. It feels like a load off for me to go, here's what we're doing all week.
I do it.
Yeah.
But, this is the first time I've ever been with someone that I wasn't like, well, why don't you just do it this way? I'm always like, this is how your brain works.
Yes.
So how can we find a solution that works for both of our brains? I've never even thought like that before.
Right.
Of going like, this is who you are.
Doesn't that feel so
I don't want to change
Yeah.
a thing about you.
Doesn't it feel so
It's
good?
like so fun. It's like,
Freeing.
it's like when sorry to compare anyone to dogs, but I find it to be a compliment. But the idea of like when you have an Australian Shepherd, I'm like, well, this is the deal. They need to herd.
That's right.
They can only see the world this way. A husky, you're going to have to run him 5 miles. As long as you're ready to run him 5 miles a day, get a husky. This dog needs this. I look at him the same way, where I don't want to change it. I'm like, this is his programming. This thing that kind of bothers me, I wouldn't have this other thing that I love so much.
Yes.
That just comes with the territory
But do you know what helps you with that? Being a mother. So if you are the mother that you are the mother that looks at your child and goes, who are you? As opposed to, you will be blah.
Why aren't you me?
Yes. You go, who are you? So that's how I raised my kids, because as just like you, the negative / positive effect of my mom was that I will never do that.
Yeah.
So then what do? What would I have liked to have been raised like, right? And it would have been with a curious mom who went, she runs until she collapses. What's that about? Maybe she needs to be in a sport instead of like, you're too loud, you need to slow down, you're too much, you're too much.
You're built
too
for
much.
something different than I'm
built
providing
for something
for
different
you.
than she understood. So when I had Georgia, I started watching Bert from the same place I watched my child and went, okay, if I see this child do things that I don't understand, then I have to allow my husband to do the same in my own emotional makeup. Obviously, he's allowed to do whatever. But I would sometimes bump up against his anxiety. So I have no anxiety. I am, again, dead inside. And he would have all this anxiety and I'd go like, you can't just kind of reel that in just a little bit.
But I think you also know when it's useful. Anxiety is it's fuel.
For sure.
And don't waste the fuel, burn your tires out for no reason. I think you're just very, and this is the one part we are similar. I'm like, I'm all about being scared and stressed out if I know it's going to help the situation.
Totally.
But I'm very calm in chaos.
Yes, you are. But when I watched Georgia have anxiety that I recognized from her dad, I went, okay, everything that I have an expectation on of him, I have to reassess. Some of this is just simply who he is. So you are doing that now also. And part of it is because I think he came at the perfect time in your life. You're having a baby.
That's right.
A baby forces you to do one of two things. Grow immensely, which is what you did. And in that growth, you were able to see this relationship in a new way. And he was the right person.
And there's grow, but there's also surrender. It's like a software update because I already had, it's funny because like you're a mom. I'm like, I was already mothering 12 50-year-old male comedians. 50 dogs. Horses. Like I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be a mom. Like I was already mothering. Like that is so spilling out of me. And Bert, you know, that kindness thing, the trying to save everybody thing all the time. So a lot of it was just accepting what I already was the growth in a way of surrendering to like, I already know how to do this. I don't have to pretend I don't. You know, in my field, it's very rewarded to be like, well, I'm just some idiot. You know, I don't have to pretend to be dumber than I am or less competent than I am. All the things that, you know, a lot of people see as neurotic or hypervigilant. It's actually just being a good mom. You know,
that's
just sort of like, what's that thing over there? Before a kid, you're crazy and a germaphobe, but when there's a baby, you just save
Somehow
the day.
okay.
And this is one other thing I will say about Chris. Chris has never called me crazy. Never.
Well, you're not crazy.
Agree. But I think a lot of times when men get overwhelmed or when someone doesn't have an articulate argument, they're like, well, she's crazy. Well, he's crazy. Any of that. It's not an articulate argument. It's not sophisticated events, but he'll go, your mind moves so fast.
That's right.
Like he'll say it in ways that are, what is the truth of it without going like pathologizing it or eye rolling it. You've never rolled your eyes at me. He said, shut up to me one time. And
how did I say it?
He went, shut up.
I was like trying to get a word in. I was like, shut up.
That's what you said. So when I backseat drive, which I'm trying not, because he will wait.
So Bert Kreischer.
He will wait to the last second to get off the exit. If I'm getting off in the exit, I'm like, I'm in that lane.
Like 2 exits back.
2 exits
4
back.
miles. Let's get on over.
Unless I'm illegally skipping the traffic. But if it's free, he will do it at the last minute. And you know how there's like routes to go somewhere that are technically shorter, but they don't feel shorter? He'll take the ones that are technically shorter. And I'm like, this isn't saving time.
So funny because this argument, Bert and I go
He goes
round
past our house and comes back.
because that's shorter. Yeah. So Bert does this thing where
so much
Bert
faster.
never drives. Bert never drives, but comments on all of my driving.
I can't even picture him driving. That's
constantly.
so weird.
But he has to micromanage how I drive. And then I'm like, but you don't even drive. So why are you telling me this?
So good.
So as you were talking, I was thinking, okay, he gets off at the last second, but you go in the oh shit lane to get around traffic. So you're just as much a criminal as he is.
Totally.
Well, but if there's no traffic, I'm in that lane.
But if
there's no traffic, if there's no traffic, she's in that lane.
Oh my God.
I sometimes get heat because I'm in the lane and there's traffic and I'm already in the lane to turn and she's like, go around it.
And I'm just like, and I'll just go.
She'll do this. And
I
she
just
gets
do that.
2.
I do that.
She gets 2 per trip.
Two per
Engine
trip.
off, engine on.
Okay.
Per trip.
2 per trip. I have
gets
to put that rule in place.
He also drives so slow.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm not going fast. Also, to go back to what we were talking about is I feel like a lot of, not just like people, like a lot of people do this. It's like a lot of people do this at some point in their life, right? They're not always this thing, right? That I'm going to say.
Oh, sorry.
I'm prefacing it. Some people at some point in their life will get a partner like they bought a house and they like the bones of it, but they're gutting the house and they're going to change everything about the house, but they liked the bones. And so they get a partner and they like some of the aspects, but it's a fixer-upper and they need to fix that person to get them to the person that they want to be with.
We were trained to, I don't mean to interrupt. I was trained, you find like 75 to 80% of what you want and then you change the person. I thought,
right.
I love you, now let's get to work.
Right. And what that is too is like, you're telling me like that I can't exist. Like somehow I've lasted 30 years, survived 30 years of my life without you. But now I need you to survive because I've got it all wrong.
Yeah.
You're like, weird.
But I'm just some idiot, but you picked me. If you're, you picked me out of everyone else.
Yeah, just remember that this person survived without you.
Yes. But also there's someone out, if you want to change something about someone, there's someone out there that is a match for you and you're stopping that person from finding their match. Like I remember in when I was engaged, I was like, oh my God, you are the best. And like these couple things that neither of us can change probably shouldn't change about ourselves, frankly.
Right.
I think a lot of growing up is going like, I don't want to change that about I actually like that about myself. I like that I just say it. I know it doesn't always go great, but I'd rather be the person who just says the truth and keeps secrets or, is full of shit, whatever. And it's like, I am stopping you from finding the person.
That's for sure.
Who would think that thing that drives me nuts is the funniest, coolest thing ever.
That's for sure. And you know what? Would you want, if you are the person who goes, you're 75%, I got this 25% I'm going to work. Would you like that coming your way?
No.
A, and B, being honest with yourself is the first step in any successful relationship.
100%.
Is to say, okay, I can't expect this person to change at all. Is that okay? Is there a deal breaker here?
She does this thing, and I know she was about to say it. She goes, am I okay with this right now as it is?
Yes.
With you, not like I have to,
like,
I know.
Instead of it's going to get better. Am I okay with this now?
Right now.
Because I'll always go like, well, no, but when we live in the same house and when there's like, we make more money, then things will be okay. I'm like, no.
Once I get this deal.
Today, if it was like it is today, every day for the rest of my life, am I all in?
Yes.
And one thing about the being honest with yourself, I didn't even know what that meant until, it's such a hard thing to, maybe if you have a brain like a lot of us, like artist brain, you're like, how do I be honest with myself if I'm trying to improve a lot? Because I'm going like, well, I'm this kind of person, but I'm working on it. I'm going to change soon. So it's hard to be honest with yourself when you're sort of like constantly trying to edify yourself, who that self is. So it's like, well, I don't know, but this is maybe not good for me. Like, but I'm going to be a different person in 6 months. So that's okay. You can sort of trick yourself. But something I realized also is that if you don't have your self-esteem in order, anyone that loves you, you will think is lying. Or
100%.
You will resent or think is dumb.
But if
you hate yourself.
I will agree, and I will add to that.
Yes.
When Bert and I first got married, I did not understand how this was going to work. I have no siblings, so I never fought with anybody. Was not allowed to speak back to my parents, particularly my mother. Never, anytime I argued with my mother, she left. She left for like years, not like 5 minutes, year and a half, 4 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how to fight, because you do fight as couples. You do have arguments.
Yeah.
And I constantly waited for the other shoe to drop.
Yep.
When is this imploding? When is this exploding? There is no way this is staying. There's no way I deserve this. There's no way. The only way I got through it was to be honest with myself and to tell Bert, I am waiting for the other shoe to drop. I feel like I am bad luck. All I bring into our life is bad luck. And I allowed him the opportunity to debunk my bullshit, where he would say,
that's awesome.
My life has changed for the better because you're here. I love everything about you, even the warts. I've got your back all the time. Yeah. In the beginning of the relationship, I just would raise my hand and say, I feel not worthy, and allowed him to hold me through it. And he did. He showed up every single time. And so over time, I started believing that new truth.
You just have enough data proof. You have proof. I need proof.
Right. That's
I just need proof because I have so much proof that this is never going to work out. I have 100%. So much proof. I have proof. We can look, marriages end. Proof. There's proof everywhere to the contrary. Chris, you do something that I don't even know that you do that means so much to me and has rewired my brain and heart, which he'll say, like, I'll have a good case. I'm very good at, am I bad at arguing?
Like, you're the best. I've never seen anything like it. And even when I know I'm right, like I know I'm right.
Well, she'll get you turned all around where you go, well, that's a good argument.
I'm like, no, this is an amazing argument.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I just kind of wait and I'm just like, fair enough.
Because it's clear that I'm just trying to not cry.
Yeah.
And I'm like scared.
Yeah.
And I just need him to show me that
He's not
the ground is solid or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will
Not
make
leaving.
this like amazing case. And instead of going like, and I'm sorry, which is like, huh? Which is just my thing is just behave in a way that you never have to apologize. What do you like? I can't, he knows that's gonna, or it'll never happen again. Well, that's not true. Yeah. I'd rather someone say, that probably will, I will try to make it not happen again, but it might, but I'm going to try, how do you know that? And making promises you can't keep. And then my brain is just like trying, and he'll just go, in time, I'm going to prove this to you.
Wow.
Like he'll like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm so excited to prove this.
That's
to you.
amazing because he just validated all of your trauma, really, and saying, I understand why you are coming from this place. And
I'll just have to prove it to you.
That's amazing,
and I'm like,
Chris.
that's the only thing that would shut up this scared child.
Because he is so observant.
It's interesting because
and when I'm upset, sometimes I'm in it. And I gotta say, like, a silent treatment I do not condone. But I also, for me personally, I'm in the program I'm in. Al-Anon, say what you mean what you say, and don't say it mean. And I was made in a lab to know the meanest thing you can say. And I only do it for money with my friends.
That's true.
In a sparring.
Never does it to me.
Situation. And I never want to. So I'm like, we can always say something later. We can never take back what we said.
That's right.
So there are times where I'm like, can I please just not say, we shouldn't talk about it yet because I will say something that
really mean.
And I'll hate myself. It'll kill me. But he's like, let's talk. And I'm like, sometimes I need like a day. Sometimes and then sometimes I'll try to be with him during it and just be like, I'm just biting my tongue and I'm just making skateboard jokes in my head and just like every skateboard roast joke. And why don't you do the 12 steps if you jump down steps? I mean, and so, and he, something I love about him so much, and he won't join in to my emotional contagion. Because the only thing worse that when you're hurt or going through it is that the person also has to be in it with you, which I hate. I'm like, you don't need to, this is old. If it's hysterical, it's historical.
Yeah,
you shouldn't have
I recognize that.
You shouldn't have to suffer just because I've got this old stuff that I need to work through, and I just need to be sad next to you. And we're walking up. So you know the 50 Cent song, what is it, Your Birthday?
Yeah.
There's a line. There's a line. Yeah. And he goes,
Yeah.
all my fancy things. It's like one of the lines. And so we're like walking up the stairs and he just goes, all my fancy things. And he's just singing to himself. 50 Cent the I'm Your Birthday song. And
That's
I was
just my favorite line.
And I just was like, I started cracking up. And there's just a point where it's like, what do we do? It'll just break it, you know? And it's just like, that's a magical thing I've never had. The fact that you will stay in a good mood, knowing that you being in a bad mood isn't going to fix this. It's just going to make me feel worse.
Yeah.
And I feel so grateful that you know you can do that.
Right.
It's interesting because I just don't show you when I can't. Like I'm like riddled with like anxiety. But
What about me?
yeah, sometimes when I'm getting like when you're silent, I'm just like, I have all these feelings of like abandonment where I'm just like, she's going to abandon me. And then I go in my brain, she's like, grown-ups can't be abandoned.
You have a car.
You have a car. You're a grown-up.
No.
Can't be abandoned.
No.
And I'm just like, oh.
And you would just keep coming back.
He would just keep coming
He
back.
said, that's the other thing.
You
He
would.
just said, he was
Well,
like,
she does this thing, and I love you so much. She does this thing. She doesn't do it anymore since I said this, but she was saying certain sentences that sounded like, I want to be with someone who blankety blank.
because I'm trying to not give you a direct note, like you need to be this person.
Right. But she was saying her needs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like it felt a little bit like she was still testing whether this was going to work.
Right.
And I was just like,
Interesting.
hey, I'll do you a favor and I'm skipping to the end. We're together. We stay together. We're meant to be together. And that's it.
Yeah.
So close the window.
This is the funniest thing ever is when,
That's beautiful.
also, by the way,
You did that.
Okay.
when you, fighting is never, I'm not fighting against you, I'm fighting for you. We're fighting together. Like
Right.
there's a fighting togetherness.
Right.
But this is so funny. And to be able to have no ego to me is like, I don't have to be right. I don't have to prove I'm smart. If I lose this argument, he's going to think I'm dumb, or like now I've set the
no way.
precedent that like it's just, I don't have any of that scorekeeping with him at all. And, or he'll weaponize this against me in the future. Like, whether you did this last time, you're overreacting, and it's like charges are always dropped. Like charges are dropped, no matter how embarrassing. Because I
That's
realize
awesome. Charges are dropped.
charges
I like
are
that.
drop the
That's a
charges.
good way of saying
And
that.
it's like, because I realize like love, you can't be embarrassed if the person loves you. And I would be embarrassed, like, oh God, I said something
Right.
stupid. It's like, who cares? Like
Yeah.
and so
Forgiveness is built in, right?
Yeah.
You have to do,
Right.
if you don't defame character, if you're not mean, if your intention is to be heard and to
Right.
understand the other person, then forgiveness is built in.
yeah.
I have this hormone thing, Bert and I've talked about a few times on the podcast. In menopause, my hormones were not at a proper ratio. And
Okay.
at a certain perfect storm happens, and I've had like 1 or 2 drinks, not a lot of drinks, I have a rage problem. So if he says something to me, I become someone neither of you would think I could possibly be.
Did he film it?
And yes, one time he did, but I haven't seen it.
Let's animate it.
But I went like to the moon, screaming, yelling, accusing. I don't believe I ever called him names or defamed character, but I was at a 20. I wasn't at 11.
Do you remember it, or did you kind of go?
I was outer body when it was happening, but the next day was like, whoa.
Is it testosterone? Is that
It's, I think from what my doctor said, my ratio progesterone to estrogen was off. And your progesterone still cycles every month.
Yeah.
So if it's at a certain like big disparity and to have a spike in sugar.
Yep.
Both times, one time it was like a wine tasting with a ton of wine.
Whoa.
And I was
sugar.
really drunk that time. The second time I'd had 2 vodka cranberries and that's it. And that's not a lot over
Cranberries
like an
not a
entire
game.
evening.
Yeah.
But it's sugar.
Yeah. Pure
So
sugar.
when that imbalance happened and the sugar, and then I remembered, oh, hold on. When I was an adolescent, I got in a lot of fist fights.
Whoa.
I got a lot of
Way
fist
to
fights.
bury the lead. Let's
Because
go.
my hormone imbalance
Whoa.
to rage, right?
Right.
And when I had postpartum with Isla, I picked the toilet tank up, lid off, and broke it on the toilet and went, maybe I should go to the doctor.
So all
And
y'all
that was-
complaining about the negative comments. We used to
Rage.
fist fight each other at school.
right?
Okay.
Well, but I mean, I could get a bitch on the ground like that. You grab a handful of hair and twist, and you can get that bitch right on the ground and walk right away.
See,
from
this is when we're
But
the
anyway,
same.
I know,
and he's a
right?
Bert. He's like,
But so when that rage moment happened, the very next day I walked in and was like, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And immediately he said, you don't even have to apologize. That was not you. Something's up. And,
Right.
and when it happened again,
when it stops being a choice, it's very clear.
he saw it and was like, this is not my wife.
Yeah.
This is not what's really happening here.
And honestly, this is probably worse on you. This is probably harder on you to have had done it.
Horrible, because that's not how I act. And I couldn't be.
Do you remember what it was about? Like, was there anything?
Yeah, I do. And it was so stupid.
Interesting.
It meant, it was like he did this.
Yeah.
He put his like thing off the coaster. And I was like, bah! I mean,
I think that's a normal reaction for putting something off.
Maybe in your house.
Not on marble.
Bert leaves flossers everywhere, so that would be the least of my concerns. But
bacteria all over them. I mean, they have actual like bacteria.
Yeah. Okay. He does clean out his ears and put them on the door jamb. I have a lot of patience.
Oh my God.
So, for those moments, that forgiveness was just built in. And I was so grateful for it because we'd had all these years of this life together where I didn't act like that.
Yeah,
so
of course.
In that moment, I was not myself, and he understood it and had so much compassion. I could not have asked for a better partner.
I know this sounds dumb on some level, but looking at your partner the way, if we just loved each other the way we love our animals.
Yeah.
Because if one of our animals like barks at someone, you're like, something's wrong.
Yeah.
They have a tooth thing. They're in pain. There's something.
You check their paws.
You're not like, okay, like, oh, you're jealous of the new hot neighbor. It's like, you don't go like, what? You're like, something's wrong. Are you okay? That's our default.
That's right.
You know?
It's interesting because what you said that Bert said is I do with her we never really get into arguments, but every now and then you've brought up something to me that you're upset about, and the packaging is different. The wrapping is different. The way it's presented is different.
The way she's presenting it to you
That's
is different.
right. So and that's what I've pointed out, where I'm like, you're not wrong. The way that you're saying it is not normal. It's presented different. It's packaged, the present's wrapped wrong.
Right.
How so? What give me an example.
Like you'll have.
I'm gonna also say something else. You just made me realize something. I think that when I come to my partner with a need or a problem, I have to sound so smart and so together and so therapist jargon. It doesn't have to be a perfect argument. We're not in court. I'm like, I have to say, and so sometimes I'm like, have to say like, well, because this in my inner child, this, and then this triggers me. And like, sometimes you can just go like, I'm sad and I'm scared. And this happened yesterday. Like after he proposed, I was just feeling, I couldn't even articulate it, but I just wanted to be alone with him. And it was like, there were some people there and I just like wanted everyone out of the house. And I didn't even know I needed it. Sometimes we don't even know what we need.
No.
Like especially when you go into a situation, you all go to the amusement park and the kid falls and you start freaking because you're like, I didn't even know, I've never been in this situation before and I never knew I would get overstimulated and angry and upset and hungry and I didn't drink, whatever. Yeah. We surprise ourselves sometimes with our moods, I'm not trying to I'm blindsided by it. And I just kept saying like, I need to just be with you alone.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to say it. And that was the best communicating I think I've ever done with you. Because I wasn't trying to like have a well-defended, I'm not crazy.
Well, it's vulnerable into what you were saying, LeeAnn. It's like if you approach everything with love and understanding first, that's your first filter, right?
Or default that you're on my team.
Yeah, love and understanding first. And then you go, okay, what you're saying makes total sense. I absolutely get it. The way that you're saying it, the tone that you're saying it, the amount of words that you're throwing at me that I can't get a word in is different.
I also come from growing up with alcoholics where you have to say the same thing a billion times because either they're not conscious or it's not landing.
Right.
And no one understands you or you think that because everyone ignore your needs that you must not have been clear.
Right.
So I'll be like, and then I felt insecure when this happened. And then, so I was feeling uncomfortable because like, I'll say the same thing 5 times different ways.
Right.
And I have to stop her.
Yeah. You have to go, I got it.
Because I also freeze a bit. I'll pause. I'll listen. I'm just silent because I'm trying to.
And I'm just bombing.
I'm trying to make the change.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make the thing stick.
Yeah.
To the Velcro wall that is my ADD brain. Right?
Yeah.
And so eventually she'll keep going. Like I could leave the room. She's going to keep going, right?
I could leave the room.
I never turned off the light.
Right.
Right. It's still going.
And I'm going like, I love you so much. We have to fix this.
Yeah,
Do I have
and
to
then-
keep talking? Because everyone has told me that I don't make sense. Sometimes people,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
When you
Yeah.
get in your feelings, let me ask if this is accurate because I might be married to you. When you get in your feelings, you have to be absolutely sure they are completely understood by the other party. And if there's any gray area that you may not be understood, you will talk until you are completely understood. And sometimes the receiving party is not allowed to understand because you haven't reached a certain feeling in yourself yet. And sometimes that feeling is from the other person, but sometimes that feeling is from the past.
And if it's hysterical, it's historical for sure. And you haven't even put it together yet. But also, sometimes your first reaction to something is what you wish was happening. Like, I just feel insecure because you relate to the thing and and then it's like, I'm jealous that you talked to her first. That is so ugly and embarrassing, and I'm sorry, but you haven't even accepted what your feeling is yet. You might not even be honest with yourself about what you're upset about anyway. Because there's times where I'm like, and you relate, and who cares if he was late?
I'm that way actually.
And then just going like, I just want to see you. I just miss you. I just miss you, and I'm getting mad at you. I'm getting mad at you because I just miss you.
Yeah. I get upset sometimes with Bert, and it'll start in one place and end in another. And he'll go, why don't you just start there? And I'm like, because I didn't know I was there.
Right.
I had to get there.
It changed as
I didn't understand myself until we got to there. And he's like, well, Jesus Christ, LeeAnn, I spent 20 minutes getting from A to B. Just start with B. Just start with B.
Okay, that's
and
how
I'm
much.
like,
That's how much you say "What's up, Pensacola" until you get to your act, Bert. So let's just. The audience thought that last night too in Tampa. Okay, why didn't you just start there?
I had to ask her because being a partner to that.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. When I understand, I need to be able to stop you.
Yes.
Because I do understand.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it anymore. You can stop talking. So how do I do that without offending you, minimizing it, being lame? And she goes, I just need you to say, copy that. Got it.
And by the way, the Imago therapy stuff works. You don't have to go pay for Getting the Love You Want. It is the worst book for the worst title for the best book. Harville Hendrix, about you repeat what the other person is saying. Yeah. You're not allowed to respond until they've said, yes, that's what I said. Right.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm hearing that you're jealous because, Cindy came over and you didn't get to say hi to her or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you say yes. And I go, okay, now I'll respond. Because often we're just thinking of our response and not listening to what they're saying. Yeah. We're just like arguing with ourselves. Most times. And you've seen me with animals. That's where I communicate best. Like I was raised with horses, physical words, I think just usually confuse things. I grew up watching parents fight over, well, what's that supposed to mean? Well, you said that you hated me. Well, I didn't mean hate. We throw out words like, as someone that uses way too many of them all the time, I'm always just going, I know words mean different things to different people.
That's a huge thing.
No one talks about this. No one talks about this.
Words mean different things to different people.
I'm not joking. This is the basis for so many communication issues where it's like, well, I didn't mean that. I meant this. And it's like,
well, I want to speak to something you were just talking about because I think Bert and I do what you described, which is Bert needs to tell me. And I need to raise my hand and go, I got it. And it never works out well. Because when I raise my hand and say, I got it, he feels like I've devalued him.
But we think it's unfair to not be clear.
But I also there's a tipping point for me. So I am good. And then at a certain point, I'm like, now you're berating
patronizing.
me. Now you're patronizing me. Now you're forcing me into something. Now you're taking my own ability to think for myself away. Now you're forcing me into your point of view.
Whereas I go, look now,
but there's a tipping point.
Because you're like, please stop.
Because I go, well,
stop.
You're taking away my rights now.
If I didn't love you, I would leave then. I'm investing in this because I love you so much. I want you to know have all the information.
Yes, but I think this is where you have, or at least Bert and I have a miss.
Interesting.
Is that I love him so much, I will, quote, listen to him forever.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, what is the point of you saying this over and over again? Now I feel like you're punishing me or you're being punitive.
That's what it will get to.
Well, what I will say is that both Bert and I, people do pay money for Bert and I to talk. So it's not really punishing to most people. Actually really enjoy it. They drive thousands of miles to be berated by us for an hour, but like, it's fine. You guys are getting a free show.
I didn't marry that though. Wow. I mean, I'm just saying, as
millions of people must be wrong.
Because I there is a tipping point. And if as the other person, if it's good for me to know that you are saying, I need to make sure that I'm understood.
Because I know that you love me and I love you so much that if anything hurt me, it was a mistake. And it means I wasn't clear.
Yeah.
And which I think being unclear is unfair. I don't do pop quiz.
Yeah.
I don't do like, oh, you didn't
pop quiz, hot shot.
You didn't know if my birthday's coming up, I'm giving him a heads up. I don't believe in vagueness. I don't believe in pop quizzes. Vagueness is where all the feelings get hurt always. Yeah. So my thing is like, oh my God, I know the only thing worse than being hurt by you is you knowing you hurt me by accident.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be so clear, but you just need to say uncle or shut up or copy that or I need a second to process. Because
you have to have some kind of code word.
Yeah. Hurting somebody by accident and not being able to go back in time.
Yeah.
Or to properly apologize from your own voice. I mean, I think what happens is Bert will explain what happened. And then I want to explain back what I understand and apologize. But he has to keep telling me his experience for so long that I now don't even remember what the experience was in the beginning or what my genuine reaction to what I felt responsible for was. And now I'm unsure even what the issue is.
You got pulled out.
And now I'm confused. And now I'm upset because now I haven't been given a voice at all.
And one other thing, I guess I will say in Bert and I's defense, even though everyone listening knows we're correct, which is that oftentimes when I'm doing that, I am actually taking responsibility for the problem. And I'm like trying to be like, I'm going, so this is I feel guilt that I have so much baggage and trauma that I'm like, because this, and this is because this person did, and I always just assume it's going to be this. You know, I'm kind of punishing you for something you didn't do by trying to go like, this is my fault.
Yes, I understand.
You know what I mean?
I have this great friend named Whitney Cummings. She gave me this great piece of advice.
I can't wait for it.
Intention and impact are not the same. And sometimes your intention is to be understood, but your impact is not the same. Not you personally.
And my thing is, I'm fine. I am. It's all about motive and intention. And it's like, I'm all for people that do the wrong thing for the right reason. If you did it for the right reason, you're just the puppy that jumped on, your white blouse because they didn't know any better, and it's like intention and impact are two totally different things. I think that relationships get good when you can separate intention and impact. I know you would never have done that on purpose.
100%. That was one of the most important pieces of advice I've ever gotten is that term from you in this room on this podcast.
Episode number
300. 300. It was the last time you were here. You said that to me, and I have taken it into everywhere in my life. It is so important to differentiate the two.
To define someone by their impact only is so unfair.
It's so unfair to you and to the person.
Because half of the impact is you.
And
the way you're receiving it and your baggage and your trauma.
Yeah, your perception of it.
And I want to say something that I was thinking about before, and believe it or not, I can't put a pin in something, about knowing yourself and being honest with yourself. A girlfriend of mine, we'll call her Lacey, she said something once that changed my life. She was in a relationship with somebody who was like kind of hard to reach. Like as they were dating, he was kind of like, we'll go on a plane and land and not say goodnight, and just kind of was hard to pin down a little bit. And she had to chase him a little bit. Like she felt that way. And, we were talking about it, and, she said something that really blew my mind, and they're now very happily married. And she was like, he's kind of hard to pin. I kind of have to chase him a little bit. She goes, but I kind of need that. She just surrendered to the fact that like, this is something I need. I can call it toxic all day, but like, I kind of need that.
Yeah.
And I loved that because we have a little bit of a long distance thing. And there's times I go, this is never going to work. And we're long distance and he has to live down here and I have to live up here. And I'm like, I kind of need that. I kind of sometimes need some space. And I kind of sometimes, and the space brings me closer to you, actually.
Yeah, I think that's why 100%. Bert and I work, is because I needed that.
I need that. And we don't have to pathologize it. You're not a bad person for needing it.
No, right. I needed it. I've spent a year with Bert. I needed it.
Yep.
I need it. I need him to go on the road. I love him so much. We had the best year. We had so much fun. I actually have no notes about us living together all the time. Right. However, when he's gone back on the road now for the past 2 or 3 weeks, I am thoroughly enjoying just running my own day. And I really do. It re-energizes me. And I don't want, I'm sure Bert's listening to this, I don't want him to feel like I don't want to spend time with him. That's not it. But we built a life together over 24 or 5 years now. We've been together total, where he comes and goes. And we wouldn't have lasted 25 years, 24 years if that didn't pathologically work for me.
Right.
Yeah.
How cool is it that you miss someone? When I'm not with him, it just means I miss you so much.
Also, he comes back with stories. You come back with stories. Yes. You guys lived lives and are able to talk about the lives rather than like, oh, this one time. And it's like, dude, I've heard that story a million times. Yeah. I was there.
Yeah.
We live every single minute together. Yeah. And it's kind of like the Journey song, Faithfully.
Yes.
I get the joy of rediscovering you.
Yes, beautiful line.
I'm just such a fan of you. Like, I'm just a fan. I'm on the edge of my seat with what he's going to say, truly. I let him talk. I am on the edge of my seat. Because he is so, it's
dynamic.
Yeah. Well, also, we do this thing sometimes as women, and men do their version. I just stopped having to listen to guys. I've lived in the Comedy Store hallway for 20 years. I had to start tuning it out of what guy is like. There's this thing of, I grew up around a lot of like, men are stupid and I'm sure guys say the same thing about women.
In some ways.
But like, there's this, it's just appreciation for your brain. Cause I've never seen anything like it. We could not have more different brains. And is that true?
It's so true.
I love doing, what are you thinking about? Not because it's like, what are you thinking about? Like, and it's not a test. Yeah. One time I was like, hey, what are you thinking about? And he went, Squidward's head. Like, he will always.
Immediate freeze frame.
It is always like, I am on the edge of my seat. It is Christmas morning every time I ask him this question. I don't know where we were, Whole Foods. I was like, what do you think about it? He's like, if I could fight this guy. And I'm like, I love it.
Yeah, it's so the ADD brain, the best way I've figured out how to describe it is, and this is even with medication, right? It's my brain is watching a TV, and that TV gets the channel switched every 5 seconds.
Wow.
Right? And I don't have the remote. I don't know what's on the next channel. It's just grabbing things. And then if I'm focusing on something, it's going somewhere else, and I'm focused. I'm like a ballerina that's trying to do this as long as I can as I'm spinning, right? Yeah. And so when she says, what are you thinking about right now? It's a freeze frame of whatever's on that TV, and I'll shoot cartoon hot dog.
And I'm just, he said dancing cartoon hot dog one time. And it just is like, it's so, when you do what we do, and all of us, we get to see funny memes all day now, and we're just around, entertainment's just coming out. I think that like, it didn't occur to me to even ask for in a partner, like someone that I just enjoy the silly things without going, oh, they're dumb, or, oh, they're having to put a judgment on it, or like, that's not funny, or that's, even when, he loves a pun, and they truly are my biggest nightmare. Can't say, because in comedy it's like you'll get excommunicated, and it's just
fair enough
how much he enjoys it. I think that love happens when it's not about me enjoying. As long as you're enjoying it, I'm so happy. Like, I'm so happy for him that he enjoyed that moment.
And anybody else can understand this, because imagine your friend who's a fan of a football team, and you then kind of you like that team a little bit more because they're so passionate about it. And everybody kind of has that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm Eagles, die hard. Right. That's it. No fair weather. And when they play the Chiefs, I hate the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But my friend is from Kansas City. Yeah. And he loves the Chiefs.
Right.
So when they're not playing the Chiefs, I'm like, Chiefs are fine.
Yeah.
Chiefs are cool.
Yeah.
That's a great way of putting that. That's really cool. Yeah. Well, I think you had to have somebody who thought, What's cool about the two of you, in my opinion, is that you're both so specific in your own fields. You both are excellent.
Skateboarding is so similar to the trajectory of comedy.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know much about skateboarding.
They start in parking lots, making no money, going around in buses, touring, throwing themselves downstairs. They try the same thing over and over again until they get it. Like we try jokes.
Yeah, over and over.
So
how about that? Perfect parallels.
Yeah.
So wild.
It's really similar.
So you have to think so quickly in what you do. So you could never be with someone who didn't think quickly and in an elevated way. And that's
the impulse control. That's the thing too. Is that it's my brain processes faster than the average brain. I had it mapped. It processes the information in milliseconds, like fast.
Yeah.
But then it pauses.
Yeah.
And goes, what do I think about this?
Right.
And it might pause for a while.
Yeah,
I might think for a while.
You think very deeply about things.
It takes a long time.
Skating is like
also the channels are being turned.
It's body physics. It's a lot of like feeling it. Yeah. Like you're measuring a staircase with your body.
Yeah.
Like, how do you know?
Well, because what you're,
it's a spatial intelligence.
That's the word.
It's spatial.
But when you say something,
you just know. No one knows.
When you say something to me, I have to think about like, okay, how do I feel about it? What is she saying? What is she feeling about it? What is my measured response? So all that I have to register. So it takes a second. I'm actually like kind of slow with my responses, which makes it seem like my brain is slow. Brain's actually really fast.
Yeah. But he's also, sorry.
I think that is all the same type of intelligence. I think a spatial intelligence is someone who can walk into a room, assess the entire room, figure out who is what in this moving puzzle that's happening, and then figure out who to speak to and about what. And I think it's the same in a relationship. I think that is why you can understand Whitney so well, is that you have this spatial intelligence.
I love what you're saying, and I just had to feel the need to say it for people listening, because I do think a lot of relationship issues are like, why aren't you paying more attention to me? You want the person, if it's the man, paying attention to what needs to be paid attention. That's what I value.
Yes, that's right.
And he's always, whenever we're in a situation, focusing on what could be a danger or what needs to be handled. Like there was a time we were at a friend's like baby music class, right? And we're all sitting around, and I'm kind of like, why isn't he sitting next to me? Like, why? Like, but there was no, I'm not going to micromanage where he sit. We walk in, we sit down or whatever. And he's kind of like not being social. And I'm kind of like, what? Like, does he not like my friend, or does he like not want to be in my son's life or whatever it is? And, it's like this pad with like a hardwood floor, and sure enough my son topples back and he's just like right there, and his hand was right under my son's head before it slammed on the ground. And it was just like, I thought I had the better version of what he should be doing, and it was wrong. And I think that love is also going like, I'm probably wrong. He's probably right. Just the default, like maybe I'm wrong.
Or maybe there's another way.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not wrong, but maybe there's another way.
Two things can be true at once. And I trust his judgment. I'm going to default to his judgment.
That's right. And when you have kids, I had got the best compliment from Georgia yesterday. She called me. She was talking about friends. She's kind of evaluating her friends. She's a senior in college now. She's 21. Yeah. Like, why am I friends with these people? And why do I feel this way with these people? I don't understand.
That's great.
And
it's awesome she came to you with that.
I'm so lucky.
Because you have the wisdom.
But she said to me, she goes, I didn't realize I had such a good mom until I was around people who didn't have a good mom. And then I went, wow, I have a really good mom. And I said, what about your dad? And she goes, my dad made my mom better, because my dad showed up and was fun and was chaos and was no rules. Yeah. And mom was, it's bedtime, it's dinner time, it's bath time. And I had both. And so my dad made my mom better.
That's amazing.
For her to even think through the lens of gratitude. I think a lot of this next generation only thinks of, why did you have me? The world is ending. Like that's what they're being raised to believe.
Right.
But what I'm saying goes to what you were talking about at that play date. He was looking at safety. You were looking at something else, and they both have value.
But in my mind, your son needs both. But in my mind, I think I thought I was doing the safety thing.
Right.
There's just, I had a blind spot.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what I didn't know.
You had your back.
But yeah, exactly. But the sort of like, we enter into relationships with this arrogance of like, I've made it this far. I'm super high functioning. I've succeeded. Like, I know everything. I know where Chris should be sitting right now. And to have someone not go, I'm going to sit back here so there's not a danger. And I'm like, there's not going to be a danger. If he had said something, I would have been like, you think I'm an idiot? I can't. It was like, I'm just going to do the right thing. And even if you question me a little bit, in time, I'm going to prove to you that you can trust my judgment.
That's right. In time, I asked Bert over and over again, I'm not feeling, I'm the shoe that's going to drop. I'm bad luck. In time, he taught me that's not accurate.
And my favorite thing to do is to be with someone and go, what do you think I should do? Mm-hmm. I think I know exactly what to do.
Right.
But like, what do you think? Because I might have a blind spot. Right. It's like the coolest thing to be able to do.
That is cool. The instance that she's speaking about, I didn't even remember. When she said it she held on to it and was like, oh, I was like so in, like, that's a moment I think about all the time.
That's Twilight when he stopped the bus.
Yeah.
That's every girl's like,
and for him, it was just
and I was
a moment.
I didn't think about it again.
But my data set was, he doesn't want to be seen with me. He doesn't want to, be around this kid.
You're so crazy.
That was my data set.
He loved you from the minute he showed up.
But it's sort of like, why isn't he sitting next to me? This is so weird. He's uncomfortable. Or I dragged him to this thing. I'm such a monster. Like, why am I dragging him to this thing?
Oh,
reality
sweetie,
getting down on the ground.
This breaks my heart because it's you not believing that you deserve that. Person who just wants to be with you exactly as you are.
And I think just like default, like there's just an ego shattering that has to happen. Like an ego. And I think a lot of women that are like, high achievers, like all of us, we bring that into our relationship, and go like, well, I've achieved all this stuff. I think I would know how to, and just to be able to go like, I can be embarrassed around you. I can make mistakes around you. I can be wrong around you. I don't have to have the answer all the time. I can like say, I don't know. I can be like imperfect.
And we love it. Like, we love the opportunity of like that vulnerability gives us a space. Because otherwise it's like, okay, you do it then. Like you're doing it all on your own. And I'm just kind of like here as an accessory because you're like already doing it all on your own. Like,
it's those little,
can I live?
We don't do those.
Can I live a life with you?
Those death by 1,000 cuts. That's what gets you the fine. That tiny cuts.
Yeah, you're right.
Tiny cuts. Yeah. And I think we don't think it's doing damage, but it makes you ashamed of the way you behaved. It makes the other person either emasculated or insulted or whatever it is. So it's like, I'm finding like the devil's really in the details with us, sort of like, thank you, love you, not love you. Just like the tiny things make such a big difference. And I think we've gotten really good about that.
The body keeps the score too. Like, you'll feel it, like your shoulders will be up like this. Like you'll start having like a whole bunch of tight muscles up here and in your neck and
there's no like okay, well,
just like, oh, I was just like this because I thought she was going to judge me because I slept in past the alarm.
Yeah.
And then she's like, anytime I do anything that's self-care related, I have this feeling like, I'm like, oh man, because it's my own stuff where I'm like, I should have been achieving. I should have been like starting companies today. And instead I slept in. And she's like, that's awesome. And so and then she's like,
your body needs to rest. Yeah.
And she goes, when have I ever criticized you taking care of yourself?
Right.
And I'm like, oh, never. Like, actually never.
That's
You're
old.
like the biggest champion to like me taking care of myself, like going to the doctor, taking medicine when I need medicine, sleeping if I need to sleep. Like,
it's an amazing opportunity when you find the right person to really find those places, because you've been functioning as an adult on your own, doing just fine. But now when you have this other person reflecting things to you, it's an opportunity to heal in an accelerated and very focused way for exactly what you said. I never rest when I'm sick. And Bert is like, sleep in. And because he's given me permission, so to speak, I give myself permission.
Right.
So, and then as time goes on, I give myself permission now to sleep in whenever, where I never would do that before. So it's such a beautiful opportunity to open yourself up and say, what do I need to learn from you that is healing that old part of yourself that functioned just fine as far as you knew.
And challenging the narrative that you have without being like negative about it. Because it's like, wait, you're ashamed or embarrassed or don't think you should be able to sleep when you're tired.
Yeah.
That's obviously some pretty major.
Yeah.
The fact that someone didn't want you to do, the fact that your knee-jerk reaction is like, I can't take care of myself. I'm like, I need to self-abandon. And I can't just go, what is that? What do you mean? Why are you? It's like, let's just go through the data. If I have shamed you for this, please tell me. Because that would have been an accident. Yeah. So like, let's explore this like belief system and figure out where it came from. Because if it did accidentally come from me, please let me know. Am I always like, hey, sleepyhead? Like when you come downstairs, do I make stupid jokes like that?
That mean nothing to you because it's not in your data set.
But it could be perpetuating
how do you know that?
Right.
You know, you never can. You can't read anybody's mind. Yeah. That's another thing that is a good marriage. I think you just know that right off the bat. That I can't read his mind. So to function as if I understand what he's thinking would be a real miss.
And by the way, to take responsibility for the what you put in the person's head. So I make coffee for you every day, you know, the first month we're dating because I want to just be there. And then month 2, you're like, can I get a coffee? It's like, what am I, your cleaning lady?
Yeah.
It's like, no, what am I, your barista? So going, hey, I get why you would think I would make you coffee every morning because I've only done that.
Right.
But this has come to an end.
Yes.
Or do you still require that? Is that something you look forward to?
It's truly one button. It's truly one button. And the mugs are here and no love lost. But I realized that system adds a step for me. And
I think there's a middle there, to be honest with you, because you have to understand how the other person receives love.
Yeah.
So Bert receives love very differently than I do. But I give love the way I like to receive it. Like if Bert says, I need a car wash, I'm like, washed already. Did it last week.
Yep.
Next. And he receives love from sex. And so I, at a certain point, had to say, you know what, when you make coffee for me in the morning, I fucking love it. And he's so excited because it has reframed a chore. Now a chore is a care. Now he's caring for me. In a simple way. It's just one button.
Genius.
But that one button makes me feel the same way as a blowjob does to him. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah,
where
we're dutiful.
I'm tricky.
We want a task.
Ours is tricky.
An easy task.
Yes.
But one that makes us feel like
we've done something. We took care of you today in a way that you could have done yourself, but makes you feel.
But I did it.
But I did it. And
because
I want validation for that. And sometimes it goes right over Bert's head. And sometimes I'll have to say, you know, I was really, what was it I did? I did something really big recently. Like I built out something that was a big build of something. And he was like, cool. So anyway, and I'm like, hold on, time out. That was how I express love. That's how I express love. And I need a little bit more than that. I need you to just stop.
Cut to me at his house yesterday, or what is it, last week?
What, has this happened to you?
Oh, I decorated the entire house with all these skeletons.
Incredible.
They were sitting these were Halloween skeletons that were sitting at the table eating.
I'll send you the photo.
They had a full puzzle in front of them. They're all ghosts and pumpkins everywhere. And just he walks by like it is not. Oh, sir. I was, scraping cat hair like out of. Truly dog hair, and it was a mixture of all kinds of hair.
It's, you know what it is? It's like everybody, like what she said about being famous when you're 50. Not everybody's in your head. And I think
I took down all the actual spider webs and replaced them with fake spider webs.
Very cool.
It was already a haunted house. I just turned it into one on purpose.
I think many people do think that everybody has the information that's in their head.
But you also know that I love that too. But you also know that I love that too.
I see.
You know what I mean? I got so much joy out of doing it too. So
no, that wasn't it.
And I surprised myself.
I was like, this looks amazing. And we
thought
started
you said it
talking
out
about
loud.
something. That's
and
right.
I surprised myself with how much I even needed a reaction.
Validation,
Because
yes.
I'm,
Right.
you
that
know,
happens for Bert, where Bert in his brain goes, that was fucking amazing.
Yep.
She fucking killed it. That's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
But for me, he goes, cool. So anyway, and I'm like,
chances are-
Totally. I'm so lucky to have her. Like, I can't believe this is my life. I'm the luckiest man
Yeah.
alive.
And it doesn't
I'm
come
just
out
like,
the mouth.
All right, love you, bye.
And my part is you came in and I probably went, we need to hang this and this and this.
Yes.
That's
and
exactly what happened.
He didn't even have time to take, I didn't even give him the time.
Yes.
I could have gone in and go,
Yes.
I didn't even give him the
What do you
moment.
think?
Or the guilt of seeing it and being like, okay, quick, what can I do to help?
Yeah.
She did so much.
Yeah.
I would never be able to do this. It
Yeah.
would take me a year to do what she did in one day.
10 minutes.
A year.
Right.
And I was like, okay, quick. I'll grab a hammer.
Yeah.
What do I need to hang?
Yeah.
How many command strips?
But
You know,
also
like,
it's
whatever.
not, it's us. It's not
Yeah.
my thing I did for you. It's we that we did for us.
You did it together. But the coffee, the sex thing, like for Bert and I, if he makes me coffee and when he makes me breakfast, I feel more loved than almost anything else he does.
Get out of my kitchen. If you ever touch anything in there,
Totally.
get
There you
away
But
from my stuff.
I'm not suggesting you take what I need, but that in your life
Right.
together
Yeah.
moving forward.
Yeah.
She kicks me out.
If you say you were making coffee every day for the first 30 days
Right.
and he says, that really does mean something to me. I can't imagine you would be like, it's one more step for my
No
day.
chances he would go, I don't even drink coffee.
No, but I'm
Why
not
were you
talking about
doing
the
that?
coffee specifically.
Yes,
That's why you
I'm
have to.
talking about
But that's
the
why you have to
action.
talk about it.
Yeah, that's why you have to
Yes.
talk
Because
about
it's
You
it.
have to talk.
oh.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times we're doing things to make other people happy that they don't
Exactly.
even
drank
And you
it because
can't
you
read
need
their
it.
mind.
they don't
You
even
can't
need
read their
it.
mind.
I
Yes.
thought I was just doing it to be nice. It seemed like you were like making coffee for me.
Yes.
You
so I was
know?
drinking
Yes.
it.
And then
I hate
if you
coffee.
don't talk about it,
That's it.
if you don't ask the why, then you don't know why you're doing it or if it means something to the
The
other
why.
person.
And going like, how
It's the
do you feel
why.
loved when I do this? And I think that that's also part of why you started taking care of yourself more. Because I was like, I feel loved when you take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Because I love you and I'm going to worry about it.
Yes.
And I had to take care of my parents in my 20s and 30s. I don't want to take care of you
Yeah.
when
And
I have to
that's the
raise a
why.
son, you know?
And my brain being the channels getting switched.
Yep.
Her brain is the security panel where all the TVs are laid out all the time. And she's just like looking at all 150
Future threats, future
150 TVs with like, mushroom clouds in one side.
That's from how
right?
she grew up.
And we're
Yeah,
getting ahead of this problem.
Yeah,
And
and so
meanwhile,
she's
he's
doing
like,
that.
if there's a meteor, I got it. That's his thing.
Right. So in one of those screens that's taking
He has
up
a
battery
motorcycle
power
for the meteor.
is my motorcycle. One of those screens that's taking up power is dentist. Chris's dentist. Has he been to the dentist?
They're
Has
finding
he
that-
had blood work this year?
Can I say why?
All that.
They're saying that they're finding that Alzheimer's bacteria from your teeth going into your brain is a lot of these heartbreaking.
I heard that too. And I
Illnesses.
heard about, plaque in your teeth going into your heart, your arteries. You got to take care of your teeth.
Connected to
Your
our brain.
gums. Yeah,
It's
your
connected
gums.
to our brain.
Did you see this study about what they just discovered about ovaries?
No.
Dr. Marie
They're not
Claire.
real.
I know, right?
What?
I just saw this on Insta, so you know it's true. But
Oh,
Dr.
nice.
Marie Claire was
Send me
talking
the
about
meme.
how they've done this study on ovaries, and they thought ovaries were merely a function of your reproductive system, and now they've found that it's tied directly to your central nervous system.
Yep.
And so, something that I've experienced in menopause is that I am not tolerating stress the same way I used to, and
Yeah.
I am having like fear and anxiety about things that I've never had fear and anxiety about. And I've been
Right.
like, this is menopause, but I don't know why. But when she broke that down, I was like, oh my God, it's because of your ovaries. How fascinating is that? I don't know anything about
Yeah.
women's health.
Exactly.
Sorry, that's totally off topic.
No, it's not
but-
off topic. I mean, it's like our heart is actually our stomach. There's so much of this. It's like, but one last thing I'll say, just the humbling of me, love is just, it's humbling, but you're happy to be.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm such an idiot. I messed this up. It's going like, I see clearly now this absence of ego. Like, and when he wins a fight, quote unquote, I'm like so happy.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the one that's always winning,
Yeah.
quote unquote. You don't want to be the one
Right.
who's always right. Then you're
No.
with someone that's always wrong. Why would you want that?
No, you wouldn't
Right.
want that.
I would rather be the one that's always wrong
But you don't want that either.
Yes, but it's like, you know, at least if I'm wrong, I can fix it.
Yes.
If it's always my fault, I can fix it.
Well, that's why you go to therapy and find out what your side of the street can, because you can change it.
I would way rather be my fault because then I can change it. But it's this. So I really thought, and a lot of times, like just to anyone in relationships where they do fight a lot of again, it's intention and impact and knowing the motive behind it. Like if the person's really just like, I love you and I want this to work, but it seems like they're micromanaging you, micromanaging, martyring, whatever. So for him, I was like, your brain is the way it is. I never want to change a thing about you, but I do think planning will help. You know, like planning. Totally. We'll do these plans and we'll do these calendars, and I'm getting these calendars and we're getting Post-it notes. And
Love a calendar.
The Post-it notes are on the mirror, and I'm like, I'll do it all. I'll put it in. We have a shared calendar. We're invited to the shared folder.
Totally.
And I'm doing all that. And then the Apple Watch, and then we're doing. And then my thing is like, well, you don't plan. That's the truth. My truth. You don't plan. You don't plan. You don't plan. And then I'm like, well, I need to be with someone who plans, whatever it is. And then he's like, well, we're going to be together forever. I don't know what we're talking about. And I'm like, wait, he's actually the planner. He's planned forever.
Yeah.
And I'm in next week.
Yes.
I'm the one that's bad at planning.
Well, it's just a different type of planning.
I just mean like my narrative is he can't plan. Meanwhile, he's on the next 50 years.
Yeah. That's the same as me and Bert.
Yeah.
I start going, empty nest is coming, right? We're starting to date again. We're a year and a half from empty nest. We are getting back into dating each other. We're getting dressed up.
Right.
We're going to concerts. We're doing that. Okay, empty nest comes, and I go,
invite us.
Here is I did. We went to Sturgill. That was one of our dates. And then now this is coming. Empty nest is coming. I've already been reading books about this phase of life. This is what happens biologically in this phase of life. This is what happens to your spirituality, your community, your children. These are the things the experts are saying to be looking out for, because I have all those movie screens, those TV screens up too, going, where's the shoe dropping? It's dropping somewhere. Bert doesn't think like that. He lives in today. And I'm like, no. If we don't start investing in friendships now, 5 years from now, we're going to be looking at each other recliner to recliner going, well, you want to watch Netflix again? I mean, we can't do that. So now I've been trying to plan. How long we've been trying to plan to go on this vacation.
But we got to start traveling. This is also the time to travel, because at this age is when you start being obsessed with all the shit that was boring before. I went on a boat tour of New York City. New York City, who is my mortal enemy for the past 15 years. It's like so expensive, so chaotic, whatever. Did a boat tour, fell in love with the city. This is the time you want to know about architecture, what the pipes were, how they built it before email. Yeah. I was on the edge of my seat. This is when you travel and you do all the. I want to see battle sites.
Yep. Bert deep dive in history right now. And I'm
Gettysburg.
Like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Be where you are. And like that 5-year bucket you're talking about. What's the next 5 years going to look like for memories for us? Because the last 5, we're having teenage kids.
That's awesome.
Amazing. But they're gone.
Clearly not the next 5 years.
Yeah.
No.
Teenage kids aren't there.
But I'm like, so tomorrow at 4, what are you doing? And he's like, in a year, we're doing this. And I'm like, we're so, the things that make you different actually are why you're the perfect match.
That's right. That's right. That's
and it's
why
like,
you're the perfect match. That's
everything you're weak and I'm strong, and everything I'm strong and you're weak.
That's right. And when you relax into that, you're going to be amazed at how much your heart opens up. Because if you're like me, I planned everything. I controlled everything. And I don't think I was a controlling person. I just had so much going on that if I didn't have it regimented, we'll say, I couldn't get it done. So I came to life in this because I was the parent at age 4.
That's right,
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, my dad was a great parent. And at the same time, I saw him 4 days a month.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really there. So when you're the person that's in charge of everything and you step into a relationship with someone who doesn't care to have any of that, you have to relax yourself a little bit. And it's amazing how much once you realize things still get done, don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Why would you want to date someone who's exactly like you?
I don't understand it.
What are you talking about?
I don't understand. I used to plan when I went to see my dad like 6 months out. And when I got married to Bert, he was like, yeah, I don't really work like that. And I was like, well, that's how I work. And he's like, well, you can plan it, but it's going to change because my life changes so much. Not even his fault. Stand-up changes everything. So he's like, you can get in that rigid mindset, but it's going to drive you nuts because you're going to change your plans 80 times. Or you can wait until April and book your flight for June. And I was like, it's going to be tough. Like, how do you even know? How do you even wait that long? What do you mean?
I said, I'd rather plan it and reschedule
Me
it
too,
than not do it at all.
But I stopped
doing
that because I stopped doing that because I thought, well, now I'm wasting time rebooking shit that I could be doing something else and just know instead of December I'm booking June. April I'm booking June.
Yep.
And now I can go back and forth for 2 months instead of for fucking 6.
Yep.
I'm wasting my time for 4 months. For what? For me to be rigid about how I function?
Yeah.
Clearly life is different. I have another person who functions differently who I want to also be happy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what works best? We plan this in April.
And I always go
in
small
June.
price to pay.
Yeah, it's a small price to pay.
And are we breaking up? Are we breaking up over it?
No.
Then what?
That was advice that you gave me right in the beginning of us seeing each other. You were just like, yeah, like, is anybody packing their bags over this? Like, what do you want to eat for dinner? What do you want to eat for dinner? Who are you breaking up?
We're not breaking up. We before we get into this, we've agreed we're not breaking up over it.
Yeah.
Then this should not feel like a breakup fight.
Yeah.
Then who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah, that's it.
Bert also says, am I going to care about this in 6 months? And if the answer is no, it just de-escalates. It doesn't mean that we don't talk about whatever we're going to talk about.
Totally.
It just means everything just de-escalates. If it just doesn't matter to me in 6 months, then let's just get the riffraff out of the way and move on with our day.
Are you just like, are we shadowboxing our dads and our exes and our, or are we actually trying to solve a problem? Just let me know.
Yeah.
I'll do either.
Like,
But let's just
who is this for?
Who's
Right?
this for? That's a big one.
Is it for us?
Who's this performance for?
Right.
Oh, is it Showtime? It's Showtime.
My friend Eric said this one time where he had a really good zinger, right? He was like arguing with his lady, and he had that zinger, and he said it, right? And it was just like, boom, drop the bomb, right? She leaves, and then he's just like, huh, who was the audience?
Oh, God.
I'm sad. She's sad. Like, good thing I nailed that
Mic
joke.
drop
I really
for who?
got it, right? Like, cool.
Yeah, I always say, like, who's that? Where's the hidden camera that you're
Right.
Yeah.
Who's
But
this,
yeah.
you know?
That's
You
a really
killed
good way
it.
of putting it. Who's this for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is this for? Or who are you really talking to?
Yeah. Hey, Rogan, who won that one? Like, no one's judging
Yeah,
the
no.
fight.
Right.
If you win, we both lose.
That's right. Okay, we got to get you out of here. You've been here forever.
I can't. I mean, I just can't get enough of you, and I love you.
I know. I love you too. I never get to see you guys. I feel like I
know.
finally am in town because I've been on the road with Bert for a year, even though he was not on the road. We were never home.
That's true.
So-
good. We're
I'm
living
home.
hard.
That's
Yeah.
good. I need to see Henry. My intention on this podcast was to talk about motherhood, and we just took a sharp
Sorry,
left turn.
I know.
No, I
My
love
bad.
this left
Another
turn.
one.
I
Let's
My
love
do the
this
bad.
motherhood
left
one
turn.
because I gotta say, I am very good at it.
You are fucking phenomenal at it.
I'm not good at a lot of things. I will tell you that right now.
You are very good
But
at
I
it.
am so good at it.
But I would love
Basketball.
what I wanted to talk about this episode, which I'm very happy we talked about this, was I think you and I did something similar where we took lemons and made lemonade.
Yeah.
And the process that my brain went through to get from lemons to lemonade is, I think, a powerful one and is easy. Like people think it's super hard, and I don't think it is.
Just stop blaming.
It's just so easy. That wasn't even.
Well,
it
I just
for
mean
me.
like for people that have a struggle with it,
yeah.
is like your parents did the best they could with the tools they had. We forgive others not because they deserve forgiveness, because we deserve peace. Forget them, and this is what you got.
Yes.
When you start radically going, I got lemons. Those are my only ingredients here.
Yes.
And stop trying to wish things were different and blaming the past and blaming your parents. That's when you're just kind of
I let go of that
You
when
and
I was
I,
like
I'm saying
24,
you
25.
and I have that in common.
Yes, we do have that in common.
But with people that get stuck,
We
I think
just
they're
went-
stuck of like
Stuck in the loop.
they like being a victim, or they don't know how to get that warrior spirit.
I think it has to do with being able to raise dogs. I think a good parent is someone who can train a good dog.
But you
And
know,
that's
with
so
a dog,
dumb, but that's how I think.
Huh.
I'm like, if you know how to train a dog to do everything you want that dog to do and still be loving and
Yep.
non-aggressive and a puppy-like and play.
because what's the most effective way to get a dog to stop doing something is to ignore them.
Yes.
That's the worst punishment for them. And then, because when you're yelling at them, you're giving them attention,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
then when most people would you get off that? would you stop jumping on the couch?
I don't fuck with that shit.
So you're not being congruous. Your body language, what you're saying and how you're saying it aren't congruous.
And
so
you say what you mean.
Mean
what you say.
You have to mean it.
Yeah.
You know, and then if you say no constantly, when you really need them to hear it, it means nothing.
It's the same exact thing for a child.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Your dog sleeps in the crate or sleeps on the bed. Boundary.
And you
Same
don't
thing.
reward things that go without saying.
Yes.
So when I see people with kids being like, good job, walking down the street, good job. It's like, Jesus, like this is all just given.
And you ask a lot of questions. Not that you do that for a dog, but for me, for parenting, I would say like, what do you think will happen if you take that skateboard and jump over the roof? Mm-hmm. What do you think? Mm-hmm. You think it's going to be, how do you think that's going to turn out?
People saying be careful kills me. I
had to break Bert of that. Bert would be like, you're going to fall. You're going to fall. And I'm like,
it just makes kids not trust you.
Exactly.
I see these people at the park go like, be careful when the kid's running to the play and the kid turns around like, why did you bring me here?
Yeah, right.
What's the danger? Where? You know?
Bert was always, you're going to fall. You're going to fall. You're going to drop that.
You need us.
And I'm like, no.
I always do. Us. Do you feel safe? Do you feel safe? Let him go. There's a great book called Hunt, Gather, Parent that I think encapsulates a lot of this. And let him explore, let him go until they're about to hurt themselves. And then
let him eat dirt, man.
And then Chris will slide in and catch his head.
Yeah, there you go.
But this kid has fallen. Like I'd rather you fall with me there. I know it's going to happen. Yeah. And if I don't let you do it, you're just going to do it with, you know. And so he's very trepidatious when he moves. He's very he understands how gravity works. He knows how gravity works.
Calculated.
Yeah. Because I didn't protect him from learning how gravity works.
Yeah.
And I'm not hovering and I never rush a child. So this whole thing where come on, let's go. Let's get in the car. For what?
Yeah.
You had 10 months to know I was going to be here. Yeah. You knew I was coming. Why are we scheduled back to back? Why are you rushing me to get in a car to go kiss grandpa on the lips, you weirdo?
Well, wait till school starts and then you might have to rush somebody.
School, LOL.
I'm gonna say.
LOL.
School's done.
Yeah, I mean, canceled. But it's also like, I don't ever need to get to the place we need to get to. So if we're going to go to the park, usually if we get down the stairs and into the car.
Win.
You know?
It's a win.
It's a huge win.
Yeah. You can't take anything too seriously.
You know what? I guess it's more of like
I'm not goal oriented. Like we need to get to this thing to be fun. It's like he's like, I'm having fun.
Hard things can be hard. Easy things shouldn't be hard. Yeah. It's like if you're going to the playground.
Why is it a stress?
There is no stress. No. If it's a stressful thing, like you need to get in the car now because there's blood.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's different.
Totally different.
Because he's like, why are you rushing? Now he wants to understand. Yeah. So it's like whenever you pull, they're going to pull, prey animals always are going to pull back. Mm-hmm. So the more pressure you put on them, the more resistant they're going to be to try to understand why you don't have your shit together. So all of a sudden you're not trustworthy because you're a frazzled mess. So it's like, if we're just walking down the stairs for 45 minutes and noticing why would I want to make him, give him adrenaline or make him question, if he's, Jack Black had some advice that I saw on Instagram.
So cool.
So good. Never make a happy baby happier.
Never make a happy baby happier.
If this kid is happy walking down the stairs for half an hour.
Who cares? I see.
Instead of like, here's a new toy.
Here's the thing. But what about talking about this? It's you see it where it's like a kid's perfectly happy. And it's like, but don't you want to play with this?
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm thrilled with this piece of string.
Yes.
You know?
That's a good piece of
advice. We're just going
amazing, right?
We're just giving
Simple
them like dopamine
too.
receptor bombs. Yeah. Why give them
thing.
the ADD? Why give them this like insatiable need for more and more and more if they're happy with less?
They're totally happy.
You know?
Stick.
So I think we get bored. Like I'll get bored.
Hell yeah.
But let's play with something else. But I'm like, nope, I gotta just raw dog life here. And
you just leave it.
And I don't solve problems for him.
Yeah, that's really good. You're an amazing mom.
Well, it's like it's just like giving it's what I do with animals, which is you give them dignity. You let them have dignity.
You give them agency.
That's it.
I said to my kids, I always tried to give them agency, and I always tried to say, who are you? And what do you need? Yep. Because if you have another one, he will not be like Henry.
Yep.
Or she. That person will not be like Henry. Right. And I had two children who were completely different from each other.
So wild.
And so you have to say, who are you and what do you at all times? Because they needed very different things. And Isla needed a lot more on paper than Georgia did Georgia needed a lot more, not on paper, than Isla did. So you may walk into my house and see me doing homework with Isla, see me helping her do, stuff that's learning disability adjacent stuff. Georgia didn't need that. Georgia needed a lot of emotional support in places. So, but Georgia as a teenager was like, you spent more time with Isla. And I would constantly say to her, I spent different time with Isla because I had to, because she can't do her history homework, but you can. But you and I would talk about friends in a way Isla doesn't need. Yep. Isla was born knowing exactly who she is.
It's so true.
And Georgia was born figuring out who she is. Yeah. And she still is. And
when you're the older child, it's like also birth order is such a fascinating
insanity.
Yeah.
Because I have it. So, but in that conversation I had with Georgia yesterday, she said, this is the first time recently that I really understood that. I spent my whole childhood going, Mom's spending more time with Isla than me. Even though I would do things with Georgia just by herself and try to balance the books. You'll never balance the books. But Georgia really, I think, in some ways needed to be an only child. And that wasn't really going to happen.
That's interesting.
So then you have to say, well, this is her journey and her path and her soul contract with her dad and her mom. And it's very different than Isla's soul contract with the two of us. And I can't be getting into too much guilt or shame or blame about who got what, because I know with 100% certainty I did the absolute best I could by both of my kids. And I made mistakes, but I did the best I could in saying, who are you and what do you need? From me, from life, from peers, from your dad, from your grandparents. What can I do for you?
And I think the best thing you can do for a child is actually make mistakes and then own them. So they learn that they can make mistakes 100%. And own them.
I owned all of them. Georgia struggled with sleep anxiety. Ooh. And I kept saying to her, I believe you can do this. You're going to go back to bed. I'm here. I'm in the room next door, but you can get yourself to sleep. Years I did that. Years I walked her back. And at a certain point, I said to her, I think this is a mistake and I think we need to get you some help. Because I've been trying to get you past this threshold for a couple years now, and I apologize. I feel like I've made you suffer through something that I should have maybe advocated for sooner, and I'm really sorry. Took her to therapy, 2 therapy sessions, sleeping. And I beat myself up for years thinking I made this child try and tough it out for so long. Yeah. And I apologized to her many, 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 many times for that, because I thought that was a real blind spot for me, thinking that she can figure this out. And she did with that little bit of help.
Right. And just that person had a skill set of how to explain it in a way that helped.
I also always say, like, all of us have, and Bert's screaming, but imaginary conversations with our kids in the future, I would assume, like I do with him too. And what always comes back is like, when I raised you, it was the first time I was a mom.
First time.
It's the first time I've ever been a mom. And like, I did everything I could. I watched every TikTok on parenting. I did my due diligence.
Yeah.
But like I also give myself grace. This is the first time I've ever done this.
Yeah, for sure.
And I actually think our kids are so incredibly blessed and born in a time where everything is so easy that the worst thing we're doing for them is not providing any adversity, and you cannot inflict it intentionally.
Yeah.
So if you do it by accident, you're an even better parent.
Well,
because they need a little.
They do need a little, for sure.
There is that like study or whatever it is where they say that you have X amount of problems, and if you fix those problems, you'll replace them with other problems. Like whatever it is, 13 problems.
Yeah.
Right. You'll replace them. Like, oh, well, one of them used to be that I didn't have enough food. Well, now I have enough food. So you'll replace it with something a little bit more mediocre, a little bit less meaningful, but you'll always have X amount of problems because our brains are just wired to do that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's really crazy.
I don't know if it's true. I heard it one time and I was like, that is interesting. And then who was it? It was like Socrates or somebody said that, I'm paraphrasing this because I'm not a philosopher, but that if everybody's problems were laid in one common heap for everybody to take an equal share, most people would be content with taking their own and going home, right? Because your problems aren't as bad.
Right.
Some people have it bad.
That's very true.
Bad.
Very, very true. Well, let me get you guys out of here.
I love you more than anything.
I love you too.
Out, though, at 4,
love you more.
We're gonna go. I'm taking my little guy to the ranch because he's doing chores. We got him doing chores. That's the other thing. Is it's not the we'll do a parenting one.
We should.
I deserve my own parenting episode.
You do deserve it.
I feel like I wrecked it.
You do.
No, you.
Can you direct it? Is that what you
I
said?
can direct it.
No, he said I wrecked it.
I wrecked it.
Oh, you wrecked
I'll
it?
also direct it.
And, sorry. Because he also helps me. I'll be like, is Henry weird? He's like, yeah. You know, you never know if your kid's weird. You're like, are they weird?
Why do you think he's weird?
In the best way.
Yeah.
Like he's
unique.
I've just never met anybody like him. That's it. I've never seen another kid like him.
He doesn't play. Yeah. He has to master something. So he's up on the stepstone down. He's up on the stepstone down. He's like has to master something. And you know.
He's very like fixated
super
on the
intense.
thing, but it's not it. He doesn't. There's nothing weird about like
unique
where you're just. There's nothing like developmentally he's a little bit off or whatever. It's not that.
No, yeah.
It's just by nature, the way his brain works, he is having the best time studying this thing to figure this thing out.
It's intense.
And it's kind of like if you're just like, hey, do you want to? He's like, shh.
Yeah.
He's like that. Like he's just like, leave me alone. I'm doing the thing, but not in a bad way.
Yeah, he'll see things that my brain, because I kind of do that. That's what comics do. We sort of the inverse of what everyone's kind of sees, like the negative or something. He'll see the negative, which is like I can't even keep up. Like the other day there was some packaging it was like green and yellow, and he was like saying something, and I was like, oh God, what is he? You always assume they're just like blurbering, and he said, looks like a John Deere tractor.
Wow,
and it was like. Oh,
and he's not even 2.
He's not 2
No,
yet.
The green and the yellow, and I was just like, I wouldn't even have.
Yeah, put them together.
Yeah.
But he's obsessed with tractors.
Usually, you know what? It's usually.
He saw a rope, and then he saw a rope that was like kind of out, and he was like, octopus, same.
Oh.
Like tentacles kind of thing. And it was like, and then the sucker on Legos, those circles, he was like, a tentacle, same. And I was like, that does look like a tentacle. I wouldn't have thought that before.
And putting the things together almost like original thought doesn't feel like it happens that early.
No, that seems really early.
And
even
then,
language like that's pretty early.
Yeah. And then the other thing that will be coming up a lot sooner than you're ready for is when he comes home with information that you didn't give him. And that's always the biggest trip. I still remember both of my kids when they did it, when they came home with information that didn't come from me.
Yeah.
Like
he already does that with
from
me.
the house.
Right.
It's just like, here's new information.
Yeah.
Didn't come from inside this house.
Yeah.
Right.
Like weird. Like my son read a book and had information from the book.
Right.
And it was like, it was about rocks. It was about like geodes.
Right.
And it was like, oh God, I didn't know that.
That's so cool.
Oh, when they know more than you? Yeah, he already knows, I feel like, way more than me. But I was going to say that your kids do chores with you. It's going to take longer, and it's annoying, and it's boring, but it's like, you're going to come wash the dishes with me. We want to go, I'm in a rush. You go play, I'll wash the dishes. So they learn, I play.
Yes.
So then when they're 13 and can you do the dishes? No, dude, I play. That's your thing.
That doesn't work out exactly like that, but that's a good intention.
He loves.
At 13, they don't go, let's do the dishes.
Yeah.
That's
but it's
not
like,
what happens.
But it's like, it's never been any different than this. Like, it's never been.
Well, my kids grew up with chores.
Yeah,
And when they got to be teenagers, they basically went, have fun stepping in my jizz, suckers. I am not doing chores. You can fuck off, both of them. And I was like, hold on. I had chore charts. I had prize boxes. I had non-prize boxes. I did fucking everything to get you assholes to do chores.
Like a dentist's office.
Because I have a boy, so I can go, I bet you can't throw this in the trash can.
No, I have one of those too. Name Isla doesn't work when they're teenagers. Good luck. Just tell you.
How many seconds does it take for you to wash all these dishes and go?
No.
Like you turn it into a game?
No, she would go, I know what that is. No.
Yeah, it's pretty young. Like teenage, no way.
No, there's no fucking way. Enjoy it, because once they get to be on their own, they'll be all right. Oh, look at that guy. He's so cute.
I love you guys so much.
I love you too. Thanks
Thank you for
coming.
having me.
My 401.
I love you. I know I was
No
I was so honored that I was asked to do the 400th episode. And I mean, the pressure was really kind of like intense. And all these crazy things happened to where I couldn't. And then Bert did it.
Which was fine. Bert and I had a blast.
Mail me. That's awesome.
But he was my number one. So he was perfect for 400.
That's great.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
She's in 400 episodes.
I know. It's a lot.
What are you at?
310. I know. So thank you for having me.
I can't believe that. I can't
400.
believe I've done more than you have. That sounds inaccurate. You've got to be that.
So
you may need
400
to count
episodes.
again.
That's
You think she
more.
just counted wrong?
You've been. That's so funny. You've been podcasting for over a year straight, like all together.
Yeah,
right?
I guess. I don't know.
I'm just saying, how many hours is that?
Well, 365 days would be 365 episodes.
Yeah.
Would be
like that's
straight.
a year.
Yeah. So I bet it's been 7 years and 8 months.
Yeah.
If you did one a day, you've done one a day for a year.
Not the hours of the
over the thing. It's a year.
I could release one a day for a year and change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know what that's. I don't know why my brain wants.
I got to step up my game. I have none.
You don't necessarily. Everybody's got one these days. So.
You're the star. You're the star.
Well, I'm so happy for you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful love story. I've been watching from afar and up close, and I am so happy for you both. You both hit the lottery. You both did. You're perfect. You're a perfect match. Perfect. It's excellent.
Nothing like what I thought it would look like. It's when it comes to you and it's not the package you thought it would come in, that's okay.
Do you think I was looking for Berts? No, I was looking for like lawyer types.
Honeymoon on the fully loaded cruise.
Amen.
Join us for our honeymoon on the fully loaded cruise. Cozumel. I probably won't be pregnant this time, so I think I'll be able to make it. We'll see. We'll see if his, what's the thing vasectomy holds.
What's the thing?